What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. 5FP 106. Whitebeard ends Buggy Gaige smiled, twisted with joy. Ah tilde I can't help it, Yake, I have to join forces with you, let us take the life of the old man Whitebeard together. Buggy said so, but he didn't dare to move his body, and lend him 100,000 not even the guts to fight Whitebeard. Gu la la la, I didn't expect to encounter such an interesting thing at the last moment of my life. Come on, Yake, I don't have much time. At the last moment, Whitebeard seemed to give up resistance and Kong Yun put it on the ground and support it with one hand. Goodbye, Whitebeard. Yake slowly stretched out his right hand, and a thunder light accumulated in the palm of his hand. Super railgun. Boom. A large, bloody hole appeared in Whitebeard's chest, and his breath quickly dissipated. Yake asked suddenly, Whitebeard, do you think the big secret treasure is real? Whitebeard, who had been waiting quietly before his consciousness faded, suddenly opened his eyes and laughed. Damn, shut up. Sengoku tried to stop Whitebeard from saying that, but was stopped by Fujidora. The big secret treasure is real. After saying the last sentence, Whitebeard lost his voice and died standing up holding Kong Yunki. Whitebeard, who had crossed the sea for more than 30 years, died in the hands of Yake, ending his magnificent life. Reiju kicked Kuzan away and rushed back to Yake. What's the matter, Captain? Whitebeard. I understand. Reiju took the bag of fruit from Yake's hand and came to Whitebeard's side. What is this woman doing? Could it be? Sengoku watched Reiju's movements intently. Reiju grabs Whitebeard's devil fruit energy, puts it in the appropriate fruit, and finally it picks an apple, and the red apple transforms into a devil fruit while everyone watches. Advertisement. This is impossible. Is this the ability that Blackbeard can get by killing his companions? It is possible to transfer devil fruit's ability to fruit to regenerate devil fruit. Then, they are not. Everyone present was shocked by Reiju's hand. This scene is too shocking. With this ability, Yake can already get any ability he wants, as long as he kills the capable person. Is this shock fruit Whitebeard's ability? Reiju handed the shock fruit to Yake, who took a closer look and put it in the storage space. Kill that woman, and never let her leave alive. Sengoku has already regarded Reiju as the most threatening figure in the Arc Pirates. It is possible to become the hunting target of the Arc Pirates, whether it is a marine or a pirate, or an ordinary person who gets devil fruit. The three admirals nodded in unison, and they were the only ones who had the power to fight. All marines aimed at Reiju. Since Yake dared to let everyone know, he was not afraid of anyone's revenge, just a marine, how could he keep Reiju in front of him? Arc Pirates, retreat. Reiju, stay with me. As soon as Yake finished speaking, Fujidora used anti-gravity to send all the members of the Arc Pirates directly to the sky, except Reiju, who was still with Yake. Yake glanced at Reiju, Reiju understood, and put 5 fingers on the ground. Embrace the darkness. Darkness comes. Reiju erupted into a thick and substantial black mist, quickly engulfing the entire Marineford, and the vision of the entire battlefield became dark, making it impossible to see people clearly. The building was engulfed, and the Marines struggled in a black quagmire. Yake, I don't have much physical strength, I'm afraid I won't be able to release it. Reiju's complexion was a little pale. This super wide-range attack almost drained her physical strength. She was still far behind Yake's inexhaustible physical strength too much. Forget it, the redhead has come, this battle is over. Yake put his arms around Reiju's slender waist, and kissed her on the forehead to express his encouragement. By the way, I almost forgot. Before the black mist dissipated, Yake asked Reiju to suck the dying blood wolf over, and killed the CP chief with one knife. His fruit ability Yake felt okay, so take it first, let's talk when we get it. Advertisement. Reiju still has the strength to transfer the fruit. A blood-red devil fruit was reborn, and Yake put it in the storage. Now Yake's storage has several powerful fruits, and he doesn't even know who to give it to. Stop it all. I'm here to end this war. Shanks joined the battlefield with all the members of the Red Hair Pirates, and everyone couldn't help but stop, choosing to give Shanks a face and listen to what he had to say. Red Hair, the man who brought Luffy to the pirate road, Garp, who was paddling for a long time, suddenly had an urge to 996, that is, to beat up the red-haired brat in front of him. Uncle Shanks, you are here. Jacques looked strange. He came, and the face fruit ability user came. Shanks. Lord Buggy was furious, he was shaken to pieces, and his nose dripped down. Why, you are here, Buggy, long time no see. Shanks looked back, isn't this my good friend Buggy? It's true that we meet everywhere in life. Get out, I don't want to see you now. Lousy tried his best to fade out of your sight, just to not attract attention. You be asterisk D. Buggy obviously forgot the bold words just now, and spoke his inner thoughts at once. Really? That's a pity. I finally found a treasure map that I wanted to give to you. The redhead rummaged through his clothes, as if he was about to find the treasure map and give it to Buggy. Here you go again, don't think your sweet words can fool Lousy. Really, that's a pity, I can only leave it to others. Shanks said helplessly. Buggy's heart moved immediately, and his split arms could not help but grab Shanks' collar. Where is it? Give it to me. Buggy was drooling, very excited. Ha, I lied to you, sure enough, I knew. You be asterisk D. Lord Buggy was furious again, dancing with hands and feet, ready to strangle the redhead to death. Seeing that the two of them fell in love and killed each other, Yake was relieved. It was still a familiar taste and a familiar formula. B. Master Buggy pointed at the head of the red-haired Shanks and cursed, and the red-haired Shanks didn't seem to dare to fight back at all. This. Buggy's little fans were shocked again, and such a captain is just around the corner to become the 5 emperors. Whitebeard is dead, and Lord Buggy will take his place. 107. Give me face, Captain Buggy, we will follow you for the rest of our lives. The younger brothers clasped their hands into fists, with rippling smiles on their faces, tears of happiness falling from the corners of their eyes, and their thoughts were completely distilled. In their eyes, Buggy is no less than any 4 emperors. What a shit, Kaido, Captain Buggy cut a knife can be stabbed to death. I see, don't be angry. Shanks comforted Buggy like a girlfriend, and walked to Yake step by step. Buggy was about to explode, then realized he'd be safe out of this place if he walked with the red-haired B*****************************, which is great, it's me. Yake, don't shoot anymore, give me a face. Shanks walked up to Yake and said, in his opinion, maybe Yake is already the biggest winner of this war, and if it continues, the result will be unpredictable. Although he is also a pirate, the world also needs Marine. Once Marine's combat power drops significantly, those arrogant pirates will cause unpredictable damage to this world. Yake. You are the most face-saving, and I will listen to you. In fact, Yake didn't even want to make a move at all. Marine is just a violent organization of celestial dragons. But he left Akainu with his life, so the next Marine Marshal Aokiji is basically stable. Hawkeye also left after seeing this. In his opinion, the battle was over. The redhead moved on and walked to the center of the field, followed by all members of the Red Hair Pirates. Continuing the fight like this will only increase the losses of both parties without limit, if there are still guys who haven't made enough trouble. Come on, let us accompany you. Shanks stood in front of the Marines, with his right hand on Griffin's handle, and said calmly. Everyone, I hope you can give me a face here. Advertisement at this time, everyone had time to think quietly. At this time, there were corpses everywhere on the cracked ground, blood flowed like rivers, and the Marine soldiers were bruised and bruised. Although the Whitebeard regiment has withdrawn, there are countless pirates who died in battle. The Ark pirates were intact except for Luo Duofu who was injured. Except for Yake and Reiju, the others had returned to the eternal truth in the sky and waited. Most of the elite Marines that Marine gathered from all over the world were killed or injured. When they gathered at the Gate of Justice, 100,000 people were all neatly dressed in justice coats. Now, less than 40% of them can stand. Sengoku, Kong, and the 3 admirals were physically exhausted, and Akainu lost his right arm. CP has lost 2 chiefs, leaving only 1 spy chief with his special ability and basically nothing to do. Although Sengoku was mentally prepared, he did not expect such a huge loss, and Marine did not achieve any effective victory results, and even Whitebeard was not killed by Marine himself. This is definitely the worst defeat in Marine history. What are you claiming on your own? You want to keep Yake here, Forget it. We have already lost, go to heal the wounded, the war is over. Sengoku said frankly, looking at Yake and Reiju next to him, meeting such an opponent, Marine will not lose in justice. Admitting defeat is not so difficult, maybe when Yake first appeared in Sabaody, the ending was already doomed. The battle is indeed over, everything Jacques wants has been obtained, and his pirate group has also shown their strength in this battle, there is nothing to miss. So Yake took Reiju slowly to the red hair. Shanks, I'm leaving, and Whitebeard's body will be left to you, please. After Yake finished speaking, he took Reiju into the sky, and the aftermath had nothing to do with him, and he did everything he could do. Shanks watched Yake leave. He was a little surprised that he didn't see Blackbeard this time. In his opinion, Blackbeard was the most friendly person. He didn't expect that he didn't participate in this war. Marine blocked the Impel Down event, and Shanks was busy on his way and fighting Kaido. Naturally, he didn't know the latest news, but luckily he caught up at the last moment. Sabaody Archipelago. The reporters present were speechless. They did not expect that Marine, who had placed high hopes, would fail so completely. On the contrary, the Ark pirates became the biggest winners. Each of them is very powerful, and Yake, the captain known as the God, killed Whitebeard directly with his own hands. Advertisement. The most shocking thing is their last sentence. The big secret treasure really exists. The conversation between the 2 emperors undoubtedly confirmed the authenticity of this sentence. The pirates who watched the live broadcast in Sabaody went crazy again, and the world entered the crowd the era of separatism. Let's go. Kid beckoned Kira to leave. Kid is very excited. After Whitebeard's death, a new era begins. Yake will take Whitebeard's place, so someone must take Yake's place as the 5th emperor. Why can't this person be himself? Buggy, forget it, in his opinion, he is just a grandstanding clown. Buggy the clown is right here, Marineford. Redhead successfully uses her ability to stop the fight from deteriorating, and leaves with Whitebeard's body. The Marines are also busy. As long as they have a breath, the Marines will not give up. The medical soldiers have never been so busy. Garp, who suffered some skin trauma, is directing the action of the medical soldiers. Akainu has been carried away. He is the worst of the 3 admirals, without an arm, and he lost the promotion match. Marine's future. Where should we go? Sengoku looked up at the sky. He has the greatest responsibility for this failure. It is impossible to retain the position of Marshal. After he leaves, who should take the position of Marshal? Akainu, this is too extreme. If the authority is given to Akainu, Marine will definitely usher in a big change. Aokiji, the laziness of justice will prevent him from doing extreme things, and he will be able to better maintain world peace. Choosing Aokiji as the marshal will do more good than harm to the whole world, and he has a similar philosophy to himself, and he can also maintain the internal balance of Marine very well. Kizaru, ahem, I am so old, why would I think of him? After much deliberation, Sengoku is determined to recommend Aokiji to the world government as the next Marine Marshal. Sengoku saw that Garp was out of breath, and was punched off the assembly line by his grandson, which was outrageous. However, seeing Garp's serious and responsible assistance in saving the wounded, Sengoku sighed. The winner is the king, the loser is the bandit, and the loser is the loser. There is no need to worry about these. 108. 4 Emperor's Pirates. The battlefield has been cleaned and all the wounded have been sent for treatment. Sengoku sat in front of the execution platform and didn't know what he was thinking. The meeting king, PPT Fruitability user, hurriedly approached Sengoku and saluted Sengoku. Marshal Sengoku, so you are here, Impel Down has been confirmed. When Sengoku heard the information about Impel Down, his heart was moved. How is the situation of Magellan? It seems that he has been seriously injured and is in danger. He is currently undergoing intensive treatment in the medical team. He is a serious person and has been talking about taking responsibility. If he can act, with his current mental state, he may die. Apologize. Brandon panted and talked about Magellan's situation. He also had a bandage on his head. He also went to the battlefield and survived by luck. Don't let him do such a stupid thing, Sengoku said excitedly. Marine can't lack anyone anymore. Yes, obey. Branu seemed a little scared by the excited Sengoku. What happened in the prison? Judging from the results, the situation on the first and second floors of Impel Down is the most serious. Yake released all the prisoners on the first floor, and Buggy released all the prisoners on the second floor. Only a few prisoners on the third, fourth, fifth and sixth floors were rescued, mainly transgressive cadres of the Revolutionary Army headed by Wang Ivankov all escaped, and almost no prisoners escaped from other levels. Sengoku pondered on the spot for a long time. Did Yake just go to the sixth floor to release Crocodile and Jinbei? That situation is not too bad. He knows that Yake is not a pure pirate, and his goal is not to disrupt the world. From the beginning to the end, Yake's spearhead is aimed at the garbage of celestial dragons. If it is not because of different positions, Sengoku feels that he and Yake are not enemies. It's just that the price of fighting the celestial dragons is too high. The reason why Marine supports celestial dragons is also for the stability of the sea. Celestial dragons have the power to destroy the world and can drag people from all over the world to be buried with them at any time. Are the sand crocodiles and Haishu Jinbei the only ones who escaped from the sixth floor? Besides the two of them, World Destroyer Brandy Waldo, September Moon Hunter Katrine Demi and the Heir of the Devil, Douglas Bullet, are missing, and the Evil King, Abalo Pizarro, was killed. The other prisoners will all stay in the cell. I see. Where are those bastards in Blackbeard? Sengoku probably knew what happened to the three of them. At least Valdo could confirm his death, because his abilities had been taken by the sniper of the Ark Pirates. Advertisement. According to the description of the captured fugitives, they were all killed by Yake and thrown into the sea of blood in blazing hell. Hearing Branau's story, Sengoku's hanging heart was relieved. The prisoners who ran out of Impel Down were just some miscellaneous fish. Since they can't threaten the world, the purpose of Yake's entry into the propulsion was clear from the beginning. Kill Blackbeard, get Dark Fruit, and then use the special ability of Dark Fruit to get the fruits of other prisoners. Brannis, sort out the information of the Ark Pirates and tell all Marine colleagues that they are already veritable emperors of the sea. I'm going to Marijoy. Yes, Marshal Sengoku, the kingdom of God in the sky. All members of the Ark Pirates returned to the station safely, and Luo has been sent for treatment. The operation was a complete success. Yake's long silent task has finally been completed. Standing on the top of the sea, Series 4, the task of the newborn emperor has been completed, the time shuttle card is rewarded, and the lucky draw chance is *10. New mission released. Standing on the top of the sea, Series 5, log in to Raftel, reward mysterious item 1. Yake finally heard the long-lost system prompt, and the last time he heard it was the last time. Time shuttle card. Choose any time point and travel to that time point. Please note, this time point is a parallel world, has nothing to do with the history of this world, and cannot affect this world. The corner of Yake's mouth raised slightly. He already knew how to use this card. Let's draw a lottery. It's been a long time since I drew a lottery, and Yake felt a little itchy. I don't know what surprise this time. Congratulations on getting Bailey 500 million, Weapon Embryo 1, Observation Hockey Enhancement Card 1, Conqueror's Hockey Enhancement Card 1, Little Genius Phone Watch 1, Historical Text Grandmaster, thank you for your patronage for. How should I put it? Yake felt that luck was pretty good, and he saw the weapon embryo again, and he really felt that Tensa's Zangetsu was getting smaller and smaller, which didn't fit his aura, so he had to change to a bigger knife, like Kaido take a mace as well. But what the hell is this Little Genius Phone Watch? It's still a cartoon version. Advertisement. Little Genius Phone Watch. Can communicate with any phone bug, with video function, never wear out. The system thoughtfully introduced the powerful functions of the phone watch to Yake. I am really grateful. The only one in the entire Ark Pirates that fits the temperament of this watch is Anna, so give it to her as a birthday present some other day. Yake casually used the Observation Hockey Enhancement and Conqueror's Hockey Enhancement cards for himself. Yake felt that he was 1,000,000 points stronger. His Conquerors could already damage real objects, which was no worse than Shank's Conquerors. After using the historical text Grandmaster, he is also a man who can translate the historical text. What should we do about this? Yake took out the soft weapon embryo, thinking about what kind of weapon he should have. Tensa Zangetsu is good for cutting people, but not enough for hockey. That's right, let's do it. A black and red giant sword appeared in Yake's hand. When he was playing Uenmo, his favorite sword was now simulated with a weapon embryo and it was about 2 meters long. Yake waved it in his hand. It feels pretty good, very good for hacking, and it might be good to use this for thundering 8 trigrams, which can kill people directly. Use the Tensa Zangetsu if you have nimble enemies, and use this giant sword if you're fighting Kaido-sama or something. Yake looked at it fondly and was very satisfied. The end of the wolf is your name, Blue tilde. Hey, Dad, what's up? Yake's phone buzzed and it turned out to be Rayleigh. Yake, you did a good job. I didn't expect Whitebeard to die in his hands. Rayleigh's tone sounded a little low, as if he was nostalgic for the past. By the way, thank you for saving Roger's son. By the way, Dad, do you want to consider coming to my heavenly kingdom for the elderly? Call Mom too? Yake has long wanted to bring the second elder to him, but Rayleigh has been reluctant. Let's forget it, Brad, we're not old yet. 109, reward announcement. After hanging up the phone, Reiju came over with today's newspaper. Yake, our bounties have been updated. Do you want to ask everyone to take a look? Reiju put a thick stack of newspapers in front of Yake. The title of the newspaper was very attractive, and it shocked everyone at first glance. Work. Reiju, let everyone come here together. I just have something to tell you. Jacques flipped through the newspaper. Today's newspaper has a lot of content, not just reports about Summit War. Okay, Captain, everyone is resting, I'll call them. Reiju blew a kiss to Yake, and sent the others to gather at the Shenju. Yake is studying the content of the newspaper. After Whitebeard's death, the pirates in the world became even more crazy, and they went out to sea to find the so-called big secret treasure. But correspondingly, Whitebeard's resident is suffering from war, and without Whitebeard's asylum, the pirates became bolder and occupied many islands of Whitebeard. But when Big Mom and Kaido entered the arena, most of Whitebeard's territory was acquired by the 2 emperors, and New World fell into a war. Not only the new Whitebeard pirate group represented by Marco and Ace resisted the invasion of Big Mom and Kaido, but also the battle between the 2 emperors for several resident. The Fishmen Island must be mine, the other islands don't matter. The only island Yake wants is the Fishmen Island, and even the Fishmen Island may not exist under the sea in the future, but in the sky, but the amount of work is a bit large, and it needs to be mapped out gradually. Yake, the island of New World, is not interested, and neither Aunt Lei Shendown nor Kaido, who raised his flag, dared to invade. There is no other reason, but because of Yake's strength. Everyone is here. Yaksama, quickly show me my bounty, how much I have raised, is there 100 million Baileys? Anna was so excited, she finally showed her hand in front of all the Marines, and now her bounty it shouldn't be the shameful 500 Bailey. I haven't seen it yet, wait a minute. Yake took out all the bounties mixed in the newspaper, and it was a special show for the Ark Pirates, and all the bounties of the Ark Pirates were there. Ark Pirates Captain. God Ark extremely dangerous, only dead. Bounty. 5 billion Bailey's Devil's Son, Nico Robin. Extremely dangerous, only dead bounty, 800 million berries. Son of Darkness. Reiju extremely dangerous, only dead. Advertisement bounty. 1.5 billion Pele Princess Mononoke, Perona. Extremely dangerous. Dead or alive bounty, 200 million berries. Mooncat. Anna Pets. Dead or alive bounty, 5,000 Bailey. Fujidora. Smile extremely dangerous, dead or alive. Bounty. 1.6 billion Pele Vocals, Vanoka extremely dangerous, dead or alive. Bounty. 600 million berries Dr. Death, Trafalgar Law. Extremely dangerous. Dead or alive bounty, 350 million Baileys. Polar Bear. Beppo Pets. Dead or alive bounty, 1000 Bailey. Sir Crocodile extremely dangerous, dead or alive. Bounty. 600 million berries Haishia, Jinbei advertisement. Extremely dangerous. Dead or alive bounty, 500 million berries. After the baptism of the Summit War, the bounties of the members of the Ark Pirates who participated in the war have been updated. Now the overall bounty of the entire pirate group has reached 11.6506000 Baileys. As for why there is a fraction, it may be Marines discriminate against animals. It is said that the bounties offered by Inuarashi and Neko Mamushi who followed Roger are not very high, so. Woo. Anna sniveled and cried, crying very sadly, and kept winking at Bebo, but Bebo immediately understood and hugged Anna. Anna, don't go, you will die, please. Anna struggled hard and scratched Beppo from time to time, expressing her determination to resist. I don't care, I must go, Beppo, don't stop me, I'm sorry. Bebo let go of Anna obediently, and Anna froze in place, and the scene was once very awkward. Yake showed his aunt smile, touched Anna's head to comfort her. Anna, don't worry, just think about it, your bounty has increased tenfold. This captain is not as high as yours. As a civet cat, the most important thing is to be content. When Anna heard that this was indeed the truth, next time she worked hard and doubled it 10 times, then it would only be 50,000. Even my good sister Perona didn't know how many times she was, and suddenly felt that the life of Miao was gloomy, and there was no hope. Everyone has seen the reward order. Although the reward order is just a reference, please don't worry about the amount of the reward. In a few days, I plan to take everyone to the Fishmen Island to play and relax. What do you think? Yake guessed that there would be nothing else to do after the Summit War, and decided to take everyone to New World to relax. After all, the development has been too fast in the past few years, and there has been no time to rest. Last time I said that I would take them to Wanguo, but they still got into a fight halfway, so this time I have to spend a lot of time wandering around. Oh, that's great, Captain. Can we go back to Zhou? I haven't been back to my hometown for a long time, I want to go back and have a look. Baipo shouted happily. How is your family doing? I'm going too. Anna regained her spirits immediately. There is also a little fangirl of her own in her hometown. This time she has returned to her hometown with honor, which will make Garrett envious to death. Captain, if we go to the Fishmen Island, we will definitely be eaten by deep-sea fish, Robin said calmly. Is this the black-bellied lady? Love. Robin, don't think so scary. With our strength, there is nothing to be afraid of in this world. Reiju covered his head speechlessly, and again, every time the captain goes out alone, Robin will arrange for the captain a way to die, obviously very worried about Yake. Anyway, it's such a happy decision. Reiju, call the captains of the city defense army over, we have a little too much devil fruit. Yake counted the devil fruits in the storage bar. Whitebeard's shock fruit must be kept, but the others don't matter. The weaker ones can be used to strengthen the strength of their own country first. By the way, Captain, I still have a devil fruit here, which seems to belong to the chief security officer of the CP, here. Reiju took out a green devil fruit, which, if nothing else, is the ability of a black turtle. 110. Assigned devil fruit. Now there are two phantom beasts in Yake's hands. The black turtle form of CP security chief, and the nine-tails fox form of a dog fruit. Paramecia has blood fruit and shock fruit. There is also an unknown fruit of Lafitte. Jacques speculates that it is also a zone phantom beast species, but it is not clear what it is, and it needs to be eaten by someone to know. Yake is going to use the two phantom beast species and the blood fruit of Paramecia to increase the national defense force. At least the guard captains should have the fruit ability to deal with some miscellaneous fish pirates. Soon, the chiefs of several city defense forces and special forces arrived at Shenzhou. City Defense Force Commander Weipa, Special Forces Captain Bram, Instructor Kamakili and Lackey. They are basically Sandia people. Compared with the natives of Sky Island, they are more brave and good at fighting, and their strength is stronger. Although Yake did not participate in the selection of captains and other positions, but seeing that their Yake is no exception. God. You came at a good time. In view of your outstanding performance since the founding of the Sky God Kingdom, I am going to reward each of you with a devil fruit. Weipa. Yake gave Weipa the devil fruit, which is in the form of a phantom beast and a black turtle. Although this fruit is not very aggressive, it has enough meat to survive. The Kingdom of God in the Sky does not lack weapons for output. Bram. The blood fruit is suitable for assassination, and Bram, as the chief of the special forces, is very suitable for this fruit. Kamacheli. Lackey. Choose one of these two fruits yourself. They are both relatively powerful fruits. No matter which one you choose, it will greatly increase your strength. The remaining two fruit yaks don't know which one is more suitable. It's better to let them choose by themselves. The fruit yaks given away don't feel bad at all. It's a waste to put them in the storage bar. If you dare to betray Yake, you can take back these abilities at any time, which is where Yake's confidence lies. Lackey chose the fruit of Lafitte, and Kamakili chose the fruit of Dog. Advertisement. Okay. Let's eat them. The four of them looked at each other and put on pain masks at the same time. Each of them had some changes. Weipa turned into a huge green tortoise with a ferocious carapace, quite like a tortoise, and it was very durable at first glance. Blood flowed out of Bram's body continuously, and then immediately returned to his own body. Bram's complexion had a strange ruddy color. Kamakili turned into a handsome nine-tails fox with an exaggerated size, but it was nothing compared to Yake's transformation. Lackey is a bit strange. There are two white wings growing on the back, and there are no other changes, but Yake is more curious about the ability of this fruit. Lackey, what are your abilities? Lackey flapped her wings and flew into the air, exuding a holy aura, kind of like an angel. God, my ability is to bewitch, and I also have the ability to heal. Can I still fly? Lackey himself is not sure. The combination of these abilities makes Yake guess, it will not be the fruit of everyone, right? Lackey's body hasn't changed a lot, but she has grown wings. With the fruit ability she described, Yake feels that she looks like the legendary angel. Angels can confuse people, which is too reasonable. Okay, no matter what ability you have, I hope you can make good use of it in the future. The safety of the Kingdom of God in the Sky depends on you to protect it. Yake encouraged him a bit, and these fruits can basically be kept in the Kingdom of God in the Sky as resident abilities, and there will only be more and no less in the future. The fake Smile Boy group created by Kaido is simply weak. Yake wants to build a real army composed of demon fruit power, and it is only an army to maintain law and order. The four of them left with excitement on their faces. They must have gone to practice with the pirates. They must try their new abilities. After they all left, Robin walked over quietly. Captain, Jinbei has returned to the Fishmen Island. He said that the Fishmen Island was sheltered by Whitebeard before, and now the Big Mom pirates will forcibly use the Fishmen Island as their residence, said Jinbei. Robin, he said with some concern that Robin has a good feeling for Jinbei, a kind blue fat man, and the Fishmen Island is also a magical and beautiful place. Although he didn't stay there for a long time, he left a lot of memories. Robin sauce, don't worry, we will go to Saboti's coating tomorrow, and get a few more coaters to coat together. We will go to the Fishmen Island right away, just as I want to negotiate a deal with Neptune. The Fishmen Island is definitely ours, don't worry. Yake pulled Robin into his arms and whispered in her ear. Robin's body gradually became hot. Captain, I understand what you're saying, but can you move your hands away from my asterisk asterisk? Robin's big watery eyes were foggy, and his heart was beating fast. Hey, I can't help it, Tilda. Yake moved his hand away, and put it on the big white rabbit with peace of mind. Robin clenched his silver teeth, as if he had made up his mind. He activated his ability to close and lock the door, and hundreds of hands trapped Yake tightly. Advertisement, Captain. I recently learned a new ability. Do you want to see it? Robin took off the already thin clothes, and Yake straightened up. What? What ability? Jacques swallowed hard, feeling that he was picked up by Robin today. The illusion of flowers. Countless petals piled up on Robin's body, and when the petals fell away, Robin turned into another person, that is, the Garrett I met in Wongwo, and even the clothes were exactly the same. You are Robin. Yake suddenly felt an inexplicable sense of happiness in his heart. This ability. I would call it the strongest. Yake felt his nose a little hot, because Robin used Garrett's face to make movements that children should not watch. Is still there? Yake gasped. Robin turned into Perona again. This is definitely a trap. Next, Robin chuckled when he heard the words, and turned into Shirahoshi's appearance. His expression was so lifelike, Yake even thought he really saw Shirahoshi. Yake was heartbroken. Robin, you are playing with fire. Shirahoshi is only 14 years old. Wait, Robin is 28 years old. Robin, I still like you just the way you are, Yake said, sincerely. That these bells and whistles will be played later. Ahem, demo. The petals fell apart, and Robin returned to his original form. Yake quickly broke free from Robin's shackles and hugged Robin. Robin, you are the most beautiful now. The combination of concave and convex, there is not much to say. 111. Saboti Archipelago. The next day, wake up in the morning. As soon as Yake opened his eyes, he found that Robin was still lying on his body. After seeing the power of the ever-changing girlfriend last night, Yake felt that he was about to die. As long as the beauties Robin had seen could be perfectly restored, Yake couldn't stand it. After waking up Robin, the Ark Pirates are ready to go to Saboti. First, they will go to a dozen craftsmen to go to the coating, and they can go into the water today. Yake and his team first went to the Shaki Rip-Off Bar. Yake was about to say goodbye to his mother. By the way, he checked whether Zalba and Kami were still there. If they were still there, it should be easier to go to the Fishman Island. Mom, I'm back again, come and see, this is my crew. Yake led a group of people into the bar. Zalba and Kami were there, and there was a starfish. Shaki was taking care of Zalba. Yake, why are you here again? Do you have something to do with Rayleigh? Shaki looked at Yake's crew. Now Yake's pirate group is a veritable emperor of the sea, and each crew member is a leader in the sea, especially Reiju, suddenly became Yake's strongest support, which has to be surprising. We are going to the Fishmen Island. I thought that there are 2 murlocs here with my mother, and I want to ask them if they would like to go with us. Yake found a seat and sat down casually, calling out to his crew, don't be nervous, just sit down. Xiao Ba was still in a coma. Kami and her little pet Papagu didn't dare to pant loudly. They hid in the corner and secretly watched this group of extraordinary pirates. Xiao Ba is still in a coma, and it will take some time for his injuries to heal. Xiao Ba's injuries are not serious, but he needs recuperation. Mr. Luo, can I trouble you to treat this Mr. Octopus? Robin said generously. After combining with Yake Bump yesterday, his whole face was flushed, and he became more and more like a mistress. Leave it to me. Without further ado, Luo began to treat Xiao Ba with his ability, and then took out the medical equipment to treat Xiao Ba's wound again. After bandaging Xiao Ba again, Xiao Ba woke up. Hey Tilda, you are the one from a few days ago. Cough cough, God Yake. Zalba seemed to recognize Yake, and quickly got up from the hospital bed. Don't be nervous, I won't hurt you. I want to go to the Fishmen Island. Can I trouble you to take us a safe route? Yake put Xiao Ba back on the hospital bed. Xiao Ba once saved Rayleigh's life. Yake has a good sense of this somewhat naive murloc. Advertisement. No problem, I feel that my injury is fine. Xiao Ba patted his chest and said that he was fine, and then coughed up a mouthful of blood. How about this? You were healing on our boat, so how about asking your mermaid girlfriend to take us to the Fishmen Island? Robin seemed to see that the relationship between Zalba and Kami over there was unusual, and said with a smile. Ah, she's not the wife of the little 8th brother. You, don't talk nonsense. Kami showed amazing facial expressions. Her face was as red as a steamed lobster, and steam was rising from time to time. Zalba also waved his hands again and again, saying that he and Kami are not that kind of relationship. The starfish next to it seems to be saying something, but no one cares. Mr. Yake, let's do this. Is your boat coated? Xiao Ba thinks this idea is not bad, and he can return to the Fishmen Island sooner. Don't worry, I have already called 10 coating craftsmen to coat my boat together. You should rest for a while, and our boat will be ready to set off in the afternoon. After a few drinks in the tavern, other people went out to hang out one after another. The Ark Pirates were not short of money. Everyone went shopping with a lot of Baileys, even Lao Sha was no exception. Yake walked on the streets of Saboti with his arms around Robin and Reiju. Anyone who watched Saboti's live broadcast could recognize the characters in front of them. They walked around one after another, and then secretly reported to Marine. Seeing this scene, Yake couldn't help laughing. If he wanted to do something, the island would have ceased to exist long ago, and it would be useless to report to Marine. Marine doesn't even have Marineford now, and they're discussing about moving. Marijoy. Sengoku, Garp, do you really want to resign? Kong, the commander-in-chief of the army, looked at the two old men with some headaches. Sengoku looked serious, and Garp also looked serious. That's right, the old man who lost Marine this time has an inescapable responsibility, and Marine no longer needs outdated leadership. Sora naturally knew that this was just Sengoku's rhetoric. The defeat this time was not due to Sengoku's lack of preparation, but to the fact that the enemy was too powerful. Sengoku, Garp, I agree with your resignation, but you still have to think more about Marine. Why don't you stay and train new recruits for Marine? You don't need to send missions. Advertisement. If Sengoku and Garp leave directly, it will definitely cause turmoil in Marine. One is the Marine Marshal and the other is the Marine Hero. They have affected countless Marines. In the end, both Sengoku and Garp accepted Sora's proposal, and stayed in Marine to continue to shine and cultivate the next generation for Marine, just like Zephyr. If you really want them to leave directly, maybe they can't accept it themselves. By the way, Sengoku, do you have any suggestions for the next Marshal? Before leaving, Sora suddenly asked. Aokiji, Kuzan will lead Marine to the right path, if he is Marine Marshal. After saying that, Sengoku and Garp left. Kuzan? Sora brought out the Five Elders proposal, and it was Sakazuki, even though he had a broken arm. Sabaody Land. Now that the reputation of Ark Pirates is well known to everyone, the peddlers dare not open their mouths, and even offer discounts. Everyone returns with a full load and puts them on the boat. After the joint efforts of 10 coding craftsmen, the coding of the Eternal Truth was finally finished before the sunset, and now Yake and the others can set off. Take Zalba to the lounge on the ship, and Kami and Papagu are responsible for taking them to the Fishmen Island as soon as possible. Boss Jinbei? Are you looking for Boss Jinbei? Kami said in surprise. Don't you all read newspapers? Jinbei has already joined our Ark Pirates, but he is worried about the turmoil on the Fishmen Island, so he returned to the Fishmen Island ahead of time. Yake said helplessly. Unexpectedly there were people who do not read newspapers. Yake didn't know that Shaki didn't tell Zalba and Kami to worry about Straw Hat Crew in order to prevent Zalba from worrying about Straw Hat Crew, but just told Zalba to rest assured. Is that right? Hurry up, go down there, and you can directly reach the Fishmen Island. This is a shortcut that only our residents of the Fishmen Island know. 112. The Fishmen Island. The Eternal Truth sank slowly. The distance from the sea level is getting farther and farther away, and there is no danger along the way. It is convenient to have people from the Fishmen Island lead the way. After several hours of sailing, I finally came to this beautiful city again. But the situation in this city seems not right now. The pirates are plundering everywhere, the mermaids are yelling in panic on the pirates' backs, there are dilapidated houses everywhere, and after losing Whitebeard's shelter, the pirates no longer have any scruples. Can't help but start with the Fishmen Island. Kami's tears kept falling. She didn't understand why the Fishmen Island was in such a catastrophe. In the distance, Jinbei could be seen fighting with people, but there were too many pirates, and he couldn't handle it. Mr. Yake, please, save the Fishmen Island. Woohoo! Kami saw her compatriots continue to die, and the clerk of the Mermaid Cafe was taken away, so she knelt on the ground and asked Yake for help. Yake naturally wouldn't sit idly by. In his eyes, this city already belonged to him. These ignorant pirates were the invaders. When the Eternal Truth landed smoothly, Yake sent an attack signal. Ark Pirates. Attack. Announce to this island that we are the masters here. Everyone was gearing up, watching the innocent residents die one by one. They had already been simmering with anger in their hearts, and they were waiting for Yake to give an order. Members of the Ark Pirates joined the battle one after another, while Yake observed the situation on the island to prevent any pirates from escaping. He believed that with the ability of the crew, it would be easy to put down the pirate rebellion. Go away, this is Lousy's prey. A pirate yelled at Luo while carrying a mermaid girl on his back. Both mermaids and murlocs are prey here. They can be sold for a high price on the black market, but mermaids are comparable to fish. People are worth more. HMPH tilde I don't know how to live or die, room slaughterhouse. Luo Shukong gestured to Ghost Cry. The pirate was cut into pieces, and after transferring the mermaid to his side, Luo slowly walked in front of Mr. Pieces. Ghost Cry pierced his head fiercely, and the pirate ended his life of sin. I remember him. He is the Death Doctor of the Ark Pirates, Trafalgar Law with a bounty of 350 million Baileys. Are the Ark Pirates here? A bearded pirate shouted in panic. The pirates who can come to the Fishmen Island have all watched the live broadcast in Sabaody. Really, it's a pity that you are dead. Luo slowly walked past him, and the corpse of the pirate was separated. The anger in Fujidora's heart is self-evident. The actions of these pirates have touched his bottom line, and he shows no mercy. Gravity directly crushes these vicious pirates into minced meat, and the deep pits are their graves. Advertisement Robin stood on a high place, watching the pirates messing around, with his hands crossed, pink petals falling down. Wherever the eye can see, where the flowers go. All the pirates had their necks broken, and fell powerlessly to the ground, leaving a field of flower petals. Bebo has already gone crazy, and he is beaten severely when he catches the pirate with his 8 punches. Although he is the weakest existence of the pirates in the Ark, he has a unique skill, which is shaking people. Once you encounter something you can't beat, shout loudly to the captain for help, and a thunderbolt will fall from the sky, taking the life of the pirate. O tilde da 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 da. I am not a vegetarian. Beibo said naively. The pirate who died under the thunder and lightning expressed his aggrieved feeling. Jinbei, who led the Dragon Palace soldiers to pacify the pirates, was very moved when he saw that his companions had come to help him. As expected, he was right. With their help, these evil pirates would have no chance of winning. Gunwave Group Rain. Dozens of jets of water pierced through the pirate's body, and the power of the water jet launched by Jinbei was stronger than that of the screwdriver. The deep sound of electromagnetic bombs echoed continuously, and every gunshot represented the death of a pirate. Fanoka killed a sneak-attacking pirate with one punch and then continued to shoot around. The entire the Fishmen Island was within his shooting range. Inside, all pirates cannot escape. Not long after, the Fishmen Island gradually quieted down, and there were corpses of pirates everywhere. Although the residents of the Fishmen Island looked miserable, they were basically uninjured, because only living fish were valuable. Let me go, I'm Bo Bin of the Big Mom Pirates. Even if you belong to the Ark, you can't kill me, or it will cause a war between the two pirates. After pinching his heart, he immediately calmed down. Captain, he said he is Bo Bin, the debt collector of the Big Mom Pirates, and he was ordered to capture the Fishmen Island. Do you want to kill him? Yake looked down at this short Bo Bin, and he was not surprised to meet someone from the ant. Go to contact ant, or your heart will be crushed, Yake said lightly. Luo Shun squeezed his heart, and Bo Bin let out a scream like a pig. I'll contact my mother right away. Don't pinch it, it will explode if you pinch it. Bo Bin was sweating coldly, and confirmed his eyes. He is someone who can't be offended. Mom, I'm Bo Bin, and I met Yake from the Ark Pirates. Bo Bin was in contact with his aunt. Advertisement bring you. Yake snatched the phone bug. Auntie, I'm Yake. Seeing the plump flaming red lips in front of him, don't think about it, it must be the ant. Mom, isn't this Yake? I haven't settled the grudge with you last time, what do you want? I'm just telling you, the Fishmen Island is my territory. Tell your people not to play tricks here, or I will call tomorrow to Cake Island. Oh, I almost forgot. Where do you live now with? It's okay if Yake doesn't say anything, but Aunt Cake Island seems to be irritated when she mentions it. B*********** Yake. It is because of your lightning that the Cake Island has become ruins, and the old lady can only move to other islands now. Auntie, don't get excited. I'm just telling you that I'm going to cover the Fishmen Island. Tell your people to stay away from here, and prepare for war if you dare to reach out. Yake hung up the phone with a slap, and let Luo pinch his heart by the way. In Bo Bin's unbelievable eyes, he lost his breath. Captain, he is an ability user. I feel the dissipated devil fruit energy. Reiju opened his hand, controlling the invisible ability in his hand. Yake quickly took out the fruit, and there was an unexpected harvest. This ugly guy is still a capable person. Yake quickly controlled the demonic energy and transferred it into a banana, and a devil fruit with countless breathtaking circle patterns was reborn. Luo, do you know what ability he used just now? Luo thought about it carefully, and said with some uncertainty, Hypnosis? 113, Goodbye Shirahoshi. Pirate World has all kinds of strange fruit abilities. Lafitte's fruit has the ability to bewitch. Yake has been handed over to Lackey. This fruit has to be taken back to the storage bar first. Captain, thank you for saving the Fishmen Island. I thank you on behalf of all the residents of the Fishmen Island. Jinbei came to Yake after the battle and expressed his gratitude to Yake. Yake waved his hand. Don't worry, this is what we should do. The hometown of the crew is our hometown. No matter whose hometown is in trouble, we will help. At this time, Jinbei recognized Yake as the captain from the bottom of his heart. He is fundamentally different from other pirates. It's just that the Fishmen Island is now a mess, and he still has a lot of things to do. Let the soldiers take Yake and the others to the palace as guests first, and deal with some trivial chores by himself. Kami, Papagu, come with us to Dragon Palace. Now the Fishmen Island is safe, and it will take some time to restore the previous order. Kami and Papagu agreed to Yake's request and took Zalba to the Dragon Palace as guests. Long time no see. Princess Shirahoshi, you've grown up. As soon as Yake came to the Dragon Palace, she found Shirahoshi who was waiting for her. After more than 2 years, her is older. Master Yake, Shirahoshi misses you so much, and Sister Robin, Sister Reiju, Sister Anna, Sister Perona. Shirahoshi only met these members of the Ark Pirates 2 years ago. Shirahoshi, I'm here to play with you. Now you are so beautiful, meow. Anna looked at Shirahoshi enviously. Not only is she cute and attractive, but she also has a good figure. It's just a small steamed bun and a big steamed bun. Shirahoshi covered his mouth and smiled. Compared with the cowardly appearance 2 years ago, Shirahoshi now has the demeanor of a princess, dignified, polite, and generous. Don't stand still. My father is waiting for you. Thank you for saving the Fishmen Island. I was really scared just now. Fortunately, you are here, otherwise Master Jinbei would be exhausted. Advertisement under the guidance of Shirahoshi, everyone came to the magnificent Dragon Palace. The dark hard shell tower has been demolished. Shirahoshi has her own bride palace. She took Robin. Reiju and others went to visit her room together. Yake brought others to Neptune's side. Your Excellency Yake, thank you for your help. Alas, Tilda sent a large number of soldiers, but I still couldn't stop the continuous stream of pirates. Fortunately, Jinbei arrived in time to prevent the pirates from breaking through the Dragon Palace. Without you, maybe Jinbei is really going to fight these pirates. Neptune said with some fear. After Whitebeard's death, his flag can no longer deter these pirates with ulterior motives. If it weren't for your rival, maybe we would really surrender to the Big Mom pirates. Yake heard Neptune's subtext, and he naturally knew the follow-up arrangement of the Fishmen Island, but there is no free lunch in the world. Ant wants the Fishmen Island because she is greedy for the delicious desserts of the Fishmen Island. Yake wants the mermaid lady of the Fishmen Island. No, the population of the Fishmen Island. King Neptune, I understand what you mean. I can let you use the flag of the Ark Pirates to shelter the Fishmen Island. After all, Jinbei is also one of us, but we need a lot of labor, or I need the residents of the Fishmen Island. Yake said his purpose. The recent immigration of the Sky God Kingdom is relatively small, but the development of the country cannot be separated from a large number of residents. Resident, Lord Yake, what do you mean? Neptune was overjoyed, but he was a little afraid to confirm. That's right, the residents of the Fishmen Island are regularly sent to the Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky to become a part of the Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky. They can live in the sun normally and have equal rights with the residents of the Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky. After Yake finished speaking, Neptune admitted that he was moved. Living in the real sunshine is not only the wish of all the residents of the Fishmen Island, but also the goal of his wife Princess Odahime's lifelong efforts. Now there's a great opportunity was in front of him. That's great, Your Excellency Yake. It has always been my wish to let the residents of the Fishmen Island live in the sun. Neptune was overjoyed. With Yake's strength, there was no need to lie to him, but in his heart there is an idea to make this unilateral agreement with a stable idea. Your Excellency Yake, I have an unfeeling request. I want to betroth Shirahoshi to you. Let her live in the sun with you, and she can also help you manage the residents of the Fishmen Island. Neptune sincerely said that if Yake is willing to marry Shirahoshi, the connection between the Fishmen Island and the God of Sky Kingdom will be closer, and Yake is strong and young, and he is definitely a high-quality husband-in-law choice. Everyone in the Ark. Damn, Yake. I regard you as a friend, but you want to be my father-in-law? Advertisement, King Neptune, Shirahoshi is still young, do you think this is reasonable? Your Excellency Yake, you also know that Shirahoshi is the contemporary Poseidon. With the power of our the Fishmen Island, there is no way to protect Shirahoshi. She is the safest only by your side. As a father, I only hope that Shirahoshi I can live in peace and live my own life. Neptune also thought about it after experiencing the pirate turmoil. The power of the Fishmen Island is too weak. As long as Shirahoshi's true identity is discovered by outsiders, Shirahoshi will inevitably become the target of snatching by ambitious people. Finding a good home for her daughter is more important than making an agreement. What if Yake happens to be the one in the prophecy? King Neptune, such a big event as marriage requires the consent of the parties involved, and I already have 3 lovers, so. Yake was a little hesitant. Why did he start a family when his career was not successful? The main thing is that I don't want to get married. Hammer Yake is a scumbag. Your Excellency Yake, don't be in a hurry to refuse, you will know when the time comes. Neptune seemed to be full of confidence in this, and did not talk about this topic again. He greeted everyone to enjoy the wine and wait until the evening to attend the dinner in the Dragon Palace. Sister Robin, will you be angry if you say that I want to marry Master Yake? Robin turned his head in surprise. Reiju did too. Anna and Perona pricked up their ears. There is such a big melon. Shirahoshi, you said you were going to marry Yake? Shirahoshi nodded, grabbed Robin and Reiju and whispered in his palms. Anna's teeth were itchy in anger. In the evening, all the members of the Ark Pirates joined the Dragon Palace dinner, which was even more lively than the last time they came to the Fishmen Island. It's just that Yake always feels that the eyes of Robin and Reiju are not right, do they know? 114. Shocking words at the banquet, the host and guest enjoyed themselves. Neptune stood up suddenly with a glass of wine in his hand, attracting everyone's attention. Welcome all distinguished friends of the Ark Pirates to our dinner in the Dragon Palace. I am King Neptune, and here I want to announce 1 or 2 important things. Yake opened his hands to hug Robin and Reiju, but found that he was feeling lonely, and the 2 women hugged their hands to themselves, as if losing their temper. The first thing is that the Fishmen Island will be sheltered by Lord Yake's Ark Pirates in the future. As a price, 50,000 residents need to leave the sea every year and become residents of Lord Yake's Sky God Kingdom. The second matter is closely related to Lord Yake. I am going to marry my daughter, Princess Shirahoshi, to Lord Yake and send her to live in the Kingdom of God in the sky. 16 years later, on the day Shirahoshi becomes an adult, she will marry Your Excellency Yake got married and officially became His Excellency Yake's wife. Neptune's words were astonishing, and the ministers of the Dragon Palace talked a lot, and the people of the Ark Pirates were not surprised. After all, they had heard Neptune say it. Shirahoshi also discussed with Robin and Reiju. Although the purpose of this move is to protect Shirahoshi, it still makes people feel uncomfortable. After all, he has been with Yake for more than 2 years, but Yake has never said that he wants to marry them. It's all the fault of this scumbag. Robin and Reiju stared at Yake with the same hatred, as if they were waiting for Yake's words. Yake was dripping with cold sweat, bit the bullet and forcibly hugged the 2 girls. You know how much I love you, and when the celestial dragons are gone, we'll get married. Yake vowed that although it is impossible to marry only one, it is still possible to marry many at the same time. Yake swore that this is definitely not flag. Seeing Yake's sincere expression, the 2 women let Yake go for the time being. Yake will not go back on what he said. Next, please say a few words, Your Excellency Yake. Yake stood up and secretly used his ability to spread his voice to every corner. Advertisement. In the Kingdom of the Sky, the residents of the Fishmen Island can live freely in the sun, as long as they abide by the laws of the Kingdom of the Sky. Princess Shirahoshi is still young, and she will grow up safely in the Kingdom of the Sky. As long as she wants, you can go back to the Fishman Island anytime, and she will always be your princess. Yake's words are undoubtedly a boost to the heart, so that the ministers of the Dragon Palace can rest assured that it is the wish of every the Fishman Island resident to live in the sun, and now they just need to slowly send the residents to the Kingdom of God in the sky. Shirahoshi is only 14 years old and is about to get engaged to Yake. Although she is very shy, she believes that Yake is a good person and that she can grow up safely. It is not only her father's wish, but also her mother's last wish. Also, she really wants to see the world outside of you. So she agreed to her father Neptune's arrangement and became Yake's wife, although she would have to wait more than 10 years before she could officially get married. After the banquet, Neptune arranged a room for the members of the Ark Pirates to rest, and Kami and Papagoo returned to their house. At night, the thunder light keeps flashing back and forth between the rooms of Reiju and Robin. 3 chapters are omitted below. The next day, the Fishman Island began to recuperate, and the shops on the street were all opened, and Yake and the others could have a good time here. There are flags of the Ark Pirates at the entrance and exit of the Fishman Island. Other pirates will naturally know what this means. The Fishman Island is already a resident of the Ark Pirates. Any pirate who dares to invade, they will all become the enemies of the Ark Sea Group, and the pirates dare not provoke this prosperous emperor of the sea. Yake came to the Mermaid Cafe alone. As soon as Yake stepped into this coffee shop with his left foot, he found a few mermaid girls from poor families who were so poor that they could only wear shells and the like. But Yake's purpose is not to play with Miss Mermaid, he is here to find Mrs. Shirley, the owner of the shop, a blue mermaid. Miss Shirley, I'm Yake. I heard that your prediction is very accurate. Yake was brought in front of Shirley by 2 big-hearted mermaids. Yake took a closer look. This mermaid was not simple, with pale skin, wearing a hooded top, smoking with a pipe, and a crystal ball beside her. You are the leader of the Ark Pirates who rescued the Fishman Island yesterday, Your Excellency Yake. Shirley didn't seem to be surprised by Yake's arrival. Yake glanced at her crystal ball and thought she had already divination in advance. That's right, I have one thing I want to ask you for your help. Advertisement. Although Yake really wanted to ask how the mermaid shit, but he couldn't say it out, although he already had a mermaid child bride. Is it divination? Although I haven't done it for a long time, if it is the benefactor of the Fishman Island, I can make an exception. Shirley took a puff of second-hand smoke, and Yake appeared on the crystal ball. What do you want a divination? Future, fate, or love? Yake was lost in thought, and after a long time, Yake said slowly. Uranus. Can you divine the whereabouts of Uranus? Shirley frowned, and the crystal ball was also blank. It was obvious that Yake's problem was beyond Shirley's ability. Sorry, Lord Yake, I can't predict this. How about changing the question? How about your future? Although you can't show all your future, but you can predict part of it in advance, can you? Shirley put down his pipe, and took the crystal ball into his hand. All right. Yake didn't have much hope at first. Although Shirley's divination is quite powerful, it may not be good for finding things. After receiving Yake's reply, Shirley flew the crystal ball into the air, and the smoke in the crystal ball began to surge. Yake's face appeared in the crystal ball, and the person opposite turned out to be the youth version of Whitebeard, with the familiar Kong Yunky in his hand. The two seemed to be preparing for a big battle, and then the picture was suddenly interrupted, and Yake appeared with the scene where Shirahoshi escorts Shirahoshi and the residents of the Fishman Island to Sky God Kingdom. It was as if the scene just now was just messed up. Lord Yark is going to bring Princess Shirahoshi to land. Shirley couldn't believe her eyes, but she didn't seem to see the picture of Yark confronting Whitebeard. The system has been corrected. Hearing the familiar sound, Yake knew that Shirley was affected by the system. He didn't see the picture just now, but only saw the following clip. Ahem, that's right, you'll find out in a short time. Every year, 50,000 residents of the Fishman Island will immigrate to the God of Sky Kingdom and become my people. Yake pretended not to know anything. I didn't expect the crystal ball to be so outrageous that it would directly broadcast what would happen in the future in the form of video. 115. Square speech. After thanking Yake, he left the Mermaid Cafe. The picture just now is definitely not an illusion. If there is no accident, I used the time shuttle card to come to the era of Roger in the parallel world. I just happened to be looking for the youth version of Whitebeard to single out, which is very in line with my personality. Yake's destination is the square of the Fishman Island, where Neptune will announce important news to all the residents of the Fishman Island, and the Dragon Palace guards are passing the news around the Fishman Island to inform the people of the Fishman Island. When the residents went to the square, there were already some mermaids and murlocs rushing over. The Fishman Island has quite a large number of residents. It is the country with the largest number of people that Yake has seen so far. There are about 5 million people. Although there are many murlocs who hate humans, most of them are murlocs. I still have a good impression of the human heart, but after the pirates' attack a few days ago, the people here will inevitably have some stress reactions. There are all kinds of murlocs and mermaids here. The murloc has a fish upper body and a human lower body, and a mermaid has a human upper body and a fish lower body. Female mermaids will fork their legs at the age of 30, and they can intermarry with humans, but the offspring they will produce will only be humans. Murlocs and mermaids will marry and have children normally, and the offspring can be murlocs, can also be a mermaid. In this way, the number of mermaids and murlocs will not be one-sided. Although mermaids are more popular, especially women, mermaids are weaker than murlocs, but they swim extremely fast, making them the fastest race in the sea. Although murlocs basically don't look very good, their strength is 10 times that of ordinary humans. It can be said that each has its own advantages and disadvantages, but they all have a common feature, that is, they live amphibiously on land and water, and there is no difficulty in living ashore. Yake looked at the densely packed residents of the Fishmen Island in the square, thinking that these would be his residents in the future. He originally wanted Anna to directly move the Fishmen Island to the sky, but Neptune refused. The gap between Murlocs and humans will not be eliminated for a while. After some residents adapt to life on land, they will consider letting the Fishmen Island see the light of day again. When Yake was thinking wildly, there were already Murlocs around him. Neptune still had prestige in the Fishmen Island. He was a competent king, and the residents of the Fishmen Island naturally gave him a lot of face. When almost everyone arrived, Neptune rode his car to the center of the square, along with the lovely Princess Shirahoshi. Hello residents of the Fishmen Island, I am King Neptune, and today I want to tell you a good thing. As soon as Neptune spoke, the whole square fell silent, and the residents were all waiting for Neptune's next words. Since this period of time, the Fishmen Island has been plagued by pirate invasions. Just yesterday, the members of the Ark Pirates repelled all the pirates for us and rescued all the residents of the Fishmen Island. Here I would like to sincerely thank everyone in the Ark Pirates. I, the king, cannot protect everyone well. I am sorry for everyone. Fortunately, the original 7 warlords of the Sea Jinbei is also a member of the Ark Pirates. He returned early. Going to the Fishmen Island took some of the stress off of us. The residents of the Fishmen Island immediately talked a lot. Some of them knew that a group of pirates had repelled them, but they didn't quite know which group of pirates it was. It was only now that they suddenly realized, not to mention the fact that they have been protecting the Fishmen Island all along. The hero Jinbei turned out to be a member of the Ark, and his affection for the Ark Pirates suddenly rose. From today, the Fishmen Island has been sheltered by Lord Yake's Ark Pirates, and everyone must have seen this flag. Neptune took out a flag of the Ark Pirates, although it was already into the entrances and exits are all hung, but it is inevitable that some residents cannot see it. This flag means that they are members of the Ark Pirates. Advertisement. At the same time, we, the Fishmen Island, finally have the opportunity to return to live on land. This is our long-standing wish, and today it can finally be realized. His Excellency Yake is also a king, and his country needs a large number of residents. If the residents of Fishmen Island are interested, they can go to the Sky God Kingdom at any time and register as residents of the Sky God Kingdom. Speaking of this, Neptune paused for a moment before continuing. Live in the sun, breathe the fresh air, and be an equal. All the residents burst into cheers, and most of the residents were still very interested in life on land. But the few residents who have been to the human kingdom are a little silent. They still have doubts about living on land, thinking that human beings will not accept them at all, and regard them as scourges. It's not that no one has tried it. On land, not only is he precarious, but he will also be discriminated against by humans. Humans think that Murlocs will carry germs on their bodies, and they will never accept Murlocs unless they become pirates. Yake saw the doubts of these Murlocs in his eyes, and felt that it was time for him to play. Suddenly, the sound of electric current came from next to Neptune, and the blue lightning gradually converged into the shape of a person. The eyes of the residents of the Fishmen Island were all attracted by the dazzling lightning. The thunder and lightning dissipated, and Yake's figure slowly emerged. I am Yake, the captain of the Ark Pirates, and the king of the kingdom of God in the sky. I know that many people have doubts about whether they will be discriminated against and hated by humans in the country on Earth. Here I am sure let me tell you, no. Sky Island is originally a country of immigrants. In addition to humans, there are also aborigines, feathered people, and Sandia people. Their appearance and characteristics are different, but they have one thing in common. They are all my people. I treat everyone equally. Whether you are a Murloc, a mermaid, a fur tribe, or a long-handed tribe, even if you are a giant, you are all equal and do not enjoy any privileges. After Yake finished speaking, he gradually had an idea in his heart. He also wanted to build a country where multiple races coexist peacefully, just like Anti. The god of Sky Kingdom needs more races to join. But these Murlocs didn't respond, and Yake looked at the square with at least 100,000 people. After a moment of eerie silence, more fanatical cheers erupted. Yake was relieved immediately. Although he said so, he still had no idea in his heart. After all, it was all a temporary play. Everyone can completely trust His Excellency Yake, because he is not only the king of the Sky God Kingdom, but also the son-in-law of the Fishmen Island. I am going to let Princess Shirahoshi and Lord Yake get engaged today under your witness. Neptune released more exciting news. Yake found that some male Murlocs looked a little offended by their eyes, which was an emotion called jealousy. Neptune took out 2 huge rings, and was a little embarrassed, forgetting that they were all made according to Shirahoshi's size, and the acrylic was too small. 116. Back to the kingdom of God in the sky. Yake is also very embarrassed. This ring on Yake is like a circle of heaven and earth, but Yake is not Neza. There is no way. Yake can only use Life Return to enlarge his body size, and Life Return can change his body shape freely, but the effect for fighting is not very good. It is only suitable for breeding, and is used to adapt to various models. The acrylic body grew to about 8 meters, just wearing the ring, and standing with Shirahoshi didn't look so awkward. Neptune saw that he was a good boy, and he still has this trick, punish you. There will be a judge in these days from now on. Neptune put on rings for Shirahoshi and Yake. Shirahoshi's pet shark Mekaro circled around them. Before the shell tower was liberated, it had been silently accompanying Shirahoshi. This time he was engaged as a flower girl. Ka-sha. When Neptune saw the two standing together, he couldn't help but think of his wife, Princess Otahime. He didn't expect her last wish to be fulfilled so soon, and his daughter, whom he had raised for more than 10 years, was also leaving. Tears fell from the corners of his eyes. Father, don't be sad. When the first batch of residents to the Fishmen Island sail down, we can live together. Shirahoshi reluctantly comforted her father, holding back tears, but she still remembered 2 years ago what Yake said to her, you can't cry easily. Cry, it's human nature. Yake patted Shirahoshi on the shoulder. As soon as Yake finished speaking, Shirahoshi hugged Yake and cried loudly. Big teardrops wet Yake's skin, and Yake gently stroked Shirahoshi's pink hair, comforting her constantly. Residents of the Fishmen Island have sent blessings. In the end, Neptune cheered up and brought the engagement to a perfect conclusion. On that day, countless residents learned 2 pieces of news. They could go to live in the god of Sky Kingdom on the sea, and Yake, the pirate god who offered a bounty of 5 billion Baileys, became the son-in-law of the Fishmen Island. But there are only 50,000 people in the first year, and the number of residents of the Fishmen Island is 5 million. This time, only 1% of the residents can follow Yake to the kingdom of the gods of the sky, so in order to become the first batch of the Fishmen Island residents living on land, 50,000 places have been snatched up, all of which are voluntary registration. This is still the case of registration under the conditions of prioritizing complete families or orphans. On the second day, after making statistics, several Dragon Palace ships set off together with Yake's Eternal Truth, and the destination was the island of Dengtian. Advertisement Shirahoshi is sitting on Yake's Eternal Truth, which is more than enough to accommodate Shirahoshi, who is less than 10 meters tall. Master Yak, can I really see the sun, birds, flowers, these things right away? Shirahoshi has been very excited since the Eternal Truth set sail. This is the first time in her 14 years going out into the world and immediately seeing everything that was once just a story. Yak might not be much better than Shirahoshi if she were. The residents of the Fishmen Island on other ships were also very excited. Most of them had never set foot in the human world. The deck was already full of all kinds of mermaids and murlocs. Shirahoshi, of course. Anna told you meow. There are all these things in the Sky Kingdom. There are also super delicious dishes. I will make them for you when I go back meow. Anna said proudly, although Shirahoshi she is very big, but she is a 14-year-old child in her heart, and she is the only one in the pirate group who is younger than Anna. Anna has found the feeling of being a big sister again. Floating was much faster than diving, and it didn't take long for them to follow the direction to the waters near Dengtian Island and surfaced. Look, it's the real sun. What is that? The legendary seagull. I couldn't believe my eyes, we actually came to land. As soon as the boat came ashore, the residents of the Fishmen Island were excited, discussing all kinds of things on land. Shirahoshi closed her eyes at this moment, trying to feel this completely unfamiliar world to her with her heart. Anna wisely didn't bother Shirahoshi. When she first left Zou and came to the human island, she behaved exactly like Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi, the wonderful things are yet to come. You see, this is the island of ascension to the sky, and you can land in my kingdom from here. Master Yake, that's great. I really want to see what kind of place the kingdom of the sky is. Is it the same as what Anna said? Shirahoshi was full of expectations. Expectations are already full. You will know when you arrive. Let us fly to the sky together now. Yake smiled mysteriously. It was too slow for so many people to climb the ladder to the sky. He felt that he would directly transform into a dragon form and bring all the ships to the kingdom of God at once. Advertisement Yake jumped up, jumped into the air, and the dragon attacked. What is that? Could it be the Kong King class? It's terrible, are we going to die? The residents of the Fishmen Island were a little overwhelmed by the sudden appearance of the dragon. Everyone, don't be nervous, I'm Yake, and I will take you to the kingdom of God in the sky. After Yake finished speaking, he used the flame cloud to lift up all the ships and slowly flew into the sky. Seeing that the islands on the land were getting smaller and smaller, Shirahoshi felt a little scared, and held on to the mast tightly, fearing that he would fall. Shirahoshi, don't be afraid. Anna will protect your meow. Let me tell you quietly, my ability is more convenient than Oksama's, but he won't let Anna use it. HMPH. I just don't want Anna to be in the limelight, meow. Anna said a little he said angrily, and jumped into Shirahoshi's broad chest, where it was soft and comfortable to sleep on. It took less than a day to go from 10,000 meters under the sea to 7,000 meters above sea. The kingdom of God in the sky, the entrance. Weipa and Ganford have received the news from Robin, and have sent a large number of people to register the residents of the Fishmen Island. They are all natives of Sky Island and have no prejudice against the so-called Murlocs. They just look a little strange, that's all. When they fight against pirates, all kinds of strange pirates are common. Hey, don't swim in the White Sea. There is no bottom here, be careful to fall. Ganford reminded. A few naughty Murloc children had a great time swimming in the White Sea, and Ganford immediately panicked. Up. Ganford, I'll be counting on you these few days. They are all residents from the Fishmen Island. Arrange them in the immigration area and let them settle down first. Most of the residents of the Fishmen Island have arrived in the immigration area. Although they have not yet registered, there are too many people. We have to arrange for some people to register as residents first, otherwise it is impossible for so many people to register in one day. 117. The daily life of the Ark Pirates resident registration lasted for several days. Finally, the 50,000 residents of the Fishmen Island have been fully registered, and they have all become legal residents of the Sky Kingdom, and now they can be seen in every corner of the Sky Kingdom. Yake observed for several days and found that the Murlocs and humans got along well. They were all human beings in essence, but their appearance was a little different. Yake killed several terrorists who tried to provoke the relationship between Murlocs and humans. After that, no one chirped anymore. The kingdom of God in the sky, the residence of God. Shirahoshi has been in Sky Island for several days, and she has gradually adapted to the life here, and she is no longer curious about everything like the first time she came to the human world. Good morning, Sister Anna. Shirahoshi floated to the surface from a large pool in the Kamiya, which Yak had built especially for her, right in the very center of the Kamiya. The light blue water sparkles under the sunlight. Standing on the shore, the seawater is crystal clear. In the water is Shirahoshi's palace, which was brought up by Yake by the way. Everything is for the convenience of Shirahoshi to adapt here faster. Shirahoshi, Kue Kong Kong, I brought you something. Anna jumped left and right to avoid the water splashed by Shirahoshi, and a large assortment of fruit platters floated in the air. This is specially made by Anna for Shirahoshi, because she overheard that her little sister Shirahoshi wanted to eat fruit. How could Anna be dissatisfied as the eldest sister? What's more, cooking is what Anna is good at. Sister Anna, thank you, Tilda, it's so delicious. Shirahoshi's eyes were narrowed, and his white and tender hands were brought together excitedly, like a girl praying. Compared with the dishes made by the chefs in Dragon Palace, Shirahoshi still thinks that Sister Anna's dishes are the best. Sister Anna, what is Master Yake doing? Yake will come to see her every day. It's time, but Yake hasn't come yet. Shirahoshi doesn't know what kind of feeling it is. Maybe it's when her father told her that she will marry Yake. Advertisement, Tilda Yaksama. He is going to commit suicide today, maybe he forgot to tell you yesterday. Anna said indifferently, if there is nothing to do, Yake will find a place to commit suicide by himself, saying that in this way he can exercise his fruit ability. Everyone was worried at first, but then they got used to it. Suicide. Why did Master Yake commit suicide? Shirahoshi covered her mouth in horror. Is she going to be a widow so soon? Actually, Yaksama can't die, he never succeeded. He only has two hobbies, one is murder and the other is suicide. Shirahoshi, you don't have to worry. By the way, Sister Robin will come to teach you soon. I have to slip away, or I will be caught by Sister Robin and forced to study meow. Anna remembered the fear of being dominated by Robin, put the plate on the cloud and turned and ran, but unexpectedly bumped into Robin's elastic round thing and fell to the ground. Anna, that's great. I didn't expect you to want to learn knowledge with Shirahoshi so much. I will reward you with a small dried deep-sea fish tonight. Hi, Shirahoshi, have you learned all the knowledge I told you yesterday? Robin pampered Anna's snow-white fur, couldn't help but hugged Anna and made a kaluchu with him. No, I don't want to, that Anna still has to go to the kitchen meow. Let's go first, Anna stammered, but she didn't want to study anyway. Although Robin's stories were very interesting, she also liked listening to Robin's stories. But let her sit in a chair for 3 hours, and it's not sleep. It was hell for the restless Anna. No, you really want to, sit down for me honestly. As soon as Robin raised his eyebrows, Anna sat down on the chair with her head downcast, looking listless. Hee Tilda Sister Robin, don't worry, Shirahoshi listens. Shirahoshi closed his hands and propped his head on the soft cloud. His tail slapped the water happily, splashing countless water splashes. It was Yake's idea to let Robin teach Shirahoshi. Shirahoshi lived in Dragon Palace since he was a child and knew little about the outside world. Before Yake liberated Shirahoshi from the hard-shell tower, he lived alone with only one pet. Sharks keep her company. Advertisement. Yake thinks that Shirahoshi is timid and loves to cry, although it is harmless, but Yake hopes that Shirahoshi can appear in front of everyone more confidently, so he has to ask Robin to teach Shirahoshi some knowledge. In fact, what Robin wants to teach is how to read and translate historical texts correctly. She hopes that there will be more people who can read history in this world, but when she thinks of the ending of Ohara, she still hesitates. When Yake subverts the world, think about these things yourself. Shirahoshi, today I will teach you some common sense about the sea, pay attention. Okay, Sister Robin, I will definitely work hard. Meow. Meow Tilda, Perona's body stays in the room. Since Robin is not there, she is in charge of the important places of the Kingdom of the Sky. Her spirit body is patrolling the sky, and countless miniature ghosts are wandering in every corner of the Kingdom of the Sky. Idiot Anna was caught by Sister Robin again. Now I finally know who is the scariest existence in the Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky. The Gothic room is filled with all kinds of scary dolls. Perona, who is sitting on a duck, smiles with her eyes closed, which is very intrusive. Although Yake complained about her taste several times, she still remained stubborn. Her room was the scariest in God's Nest, but there was absolutely nothing cuter in Perona than an infiltrating doll. After laughing at Anna, Perona continued to observe the Sky Kingdom. Recently, many pirates have come, but there are not many troubles. After Yake killed Whitebeard, even the stupid pirates know that this is not a place where they can be presumptuous. At this time, Yake is wandering in the sky, and he is trying to find other islands in the sky, such as Visalia where Nami was photographed. Visalia is a very magical little sky island, home to many meteorologists who have been working on the science of weather. Nami can control the power of the weather through the weather stick. After studying weather knowledge in Visalia for 2 years, his combat power has soared, and the thunder and lightning released can already take a bath. However, the progress was not smooth. Yake had been flying for a long time and had not found any trace of Sky Island. If he could see Visalia, Yake would definitely not miss it. It seems that there is no show today, I'm so tired. Yake was a little tired of looking for things, so he simply lifted the elementalization and let his body fall freely. 118. Kingdom of Trino, Kingdom of Trino. After Chopper was shot flying by the big bear, he came to this island where primitive people and giant birds fought every day. Speaking of this experience was really sad and tearful. Not only was Chopper beaten by a giant bird, but he was almost boiled into a reindeer hot pot by primitive people. Fortunately, Chopper can communicate with animals and resolve the misunderstanding between primitive people and giant birds in just a few days, so that primitive people and giant birds can coexist peacefully on this island. But now it has exceeded the original plan. It was supposed to be 3 days before returning to Saboti to gather, and I have been delayed for several days. At this time, Chopper has already sat on the giant bird, ready to return to the Saboti archipelago and join his companions. Thank you, I don't know what I would do without you, hee tilde. Wow tilde, wow tilde. The giant bird didn't care. If Chopper hadn't cleared up the misunderstanding between them and primitive people, I'm afraid his children would still be ravaged by primitive people. Wait, the seagull is here, I want to buy a newspaper. The sharp-eyed Chopper saw the seagull in the sky, and quickly told the giant bird to slow down. When the seagull saw that the business was coming, it accelerated and flew onto the giant bird's back. What? You said that this newspaper costs 150 Baileys. Why did the price increase again? My worth is actually not as high as that of a newspaper, woo 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 tilde. Chopper was autistic again, but he did not embarrass the seagull. He honestly took out a bunch of small change from his pocket, which he saved from his own pocket money. Out of 1,000 Baileys, it is too miserable. Babo has 10,000 Bailey pocket money every day. After the seagull flew away, Chopper read the newspaper in peace, his pupils getting smaller and smaller, as if he saw something shocking. Ah tilde, that's it, I see, Luffy. The contents of the newspaper basically report some actions of the supernovas after entering the New World. As expected of an extremely evil era, just entering the second half of the Grand Line, there was a lot of turmoil, that is, the 4 emperors have not ended yet, otherwise everyone would have to teach how to behave. Yes, after Whitebeard's death, there is no such thing as 5 emperors. The sea is still the same as before Yake was born, with only 4 emperors. Kaido of the Beasts, Beasts Pirates. Aunt Charlotte Linlin, Big Mom Pirates. Red Hair Shanks, Red Hair Pirates. God Ark, the Ark Pirates. Advertisement: 3 of them jointly rule New World, and only Yak rules the entire paradise. But what Chopper pays attention to is not these news, but the news that Luffy and Ace came to the ruined Marineford together, rang the Oak's bell, and delivered the news to their partners. 3D2Y. Chopper can understand what Luffy means, let alone others. I'm sorry, please send me back to Trino Kingdom, I decided not to go to Saboti Archipelago. Chopper said energetically, since he is not in a hurry to gather for the time being, then he will work hard to become a more reliable doctor. Trino the Kingdom's medical technology is unexpectedly developed, and it will definitely help him. The giant bird looked helpless, but since it was Chopper's decision, it would naturally abide by it and return directly to where it was. F2F. The primitive people and giant birds of the Trino Kingdom were still standing there, and they had just bid farewell to Chopper, feeling a little bit sad in their hearts. Let's go like this, little raccoon cat tilde woo woo woo. Hey tilde quack tilde. Even the giant bird is in the same mood as us. Little civet cat, I look forward to meeting you next time, alright, then let's go back to work too. The primitive man holding a spear bid farewell to the air, then turned and left directly, and a large group of people were busily preparing to return to the jungle. Quack! Chirp tilde. The giant birds became restless, attracting the attention of the primitive people, who couldn't help but turn their heads to see what happened. Huh? What? That is, the bird is back, this is too fast. A giant bird in the sky flew towards Trino Kingdom. The primitive people had already recognized that it was the giant bird that flew away with the civet cat, and stopped immediately, thinking that Chopper had returned. After the giant bird returned to the ground, it was discovered that the civet cat had disappeared, and the bird's back was empty. Why didn't you see the civet cat? Did he fall into the sea? No, if he will be drowned, go find him, Shua. A figure in a cloak flashed through the air and stood on a small hill. Advertisement, yes. Who is it? With a mask over his eyes and a cloak, Chopper turned around with a whoosh. To be honest, I am a hero of justice who fights against evil in order to maintain world peace, Chopper's mask. The scene was very quiet for a while, and the air was full of embarrassment. Chopper was a little embarrassed. He left with a look of reluctance just now, saying that he might never see everyone again. He didn't expect the slap in the face to come so quickly, so he had to make a bad move to cover up his embarrassment, but it seemed to have become more embarrassing. Little raccoon cat, although you said you were welcome to come back, no matter what, it's too soon. Even being recognized, Chopper quickly denied it. No, that's not the case. You misidentified the person. Although they look alike, I'm that guy's friend, Chopper Mask. However, although primitive people dress more primitively, their brains are not primitive. It's too much, little raccoon cat, don't you think it's embarrassing to come back too soon, so you changed your disguise? Chopper gasped, thinking inwardly that he was so terrified that now his embarrassing hoofs were about to tear the ground. That said, I'm not Joe. Boom! Chopper was about to struggle for the last time, but was interrupted by a sudden loud noise. Even he couldn't stand still, he stumbled and fell off the hill, fell to the ground, and his mask was scraped off by the branches. Chopper rubbed his head and took 2 steps before he found a large human-shaped pit on the ground. What is this? Could it be that someone fell from a height of 10,000 meters? No, it's impossible. No one in this world is so stupid. They will definitely not be able to survive. What exactly is it? Cough tilde, what a big dust. Chopper covered his nose with his little hoof and poked his head to see what was going on in the big pit. Primitive people and giant birds also gathered around. This is the first time I have encountered such a situation, it is so strange. Oh, it hurts so much, it feels like my butt is about to fall into 2 pieces, ahem tilde bah. The rocks here are so hard. Yake sat up from the big pit. It seemed that he was lucky this time, and landed on the island accurately, but he didn't know where it was. Hey tilde, aren't you the civet cat of Straw Hat Crew? 119. The library of primitives. Yake raised his head and found a long-horned civet cat secretly peeping at him. After the smoke cleared a bit, I realized that it was Chopper. That's okay. I dare to feel that I fell on the island where Chopper was photographed. What a coincidence. However, Yake has no impression of this island. It seems that the medical treatment is more developed. Yake didn't bother to think about it. He came here by himself, so it was impossible to go back empty-handed. If the island is good, he would bring the kingdom of God with him. Get out of the way, I'm going up, don't get in the way. Yake greeted, and when the black shadow at the entrance of the cave dissipated, Yake jumped up and jumped to the ground. Yake looked around, and besides civet cats, there were a bunch of primitive people, some giant birds with beautiful feathers, and a few round young birds beside him. However, it may be that the aura on his body is too terrifying. These giant birds protect the young birds behind them as if they are facing an enemy. You are God Yake, I remember you, and the good-looking sister who gave me cotton candy, Mr. Yake. What are you doing here? Tilde, you were hurt. I am here to heal. Heal you? As soon as Chopper recognized Yake, he found large and small wounds on Yake's body. Not to mention that Yake was an acquaintance, even a stranger. Chopper would go to treat him without hesitation, but the situation was not what Chopper thought. Same. The wound on Yake's body squirmed for a while, and disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye, as if what he saw just now was just an illusion. Chopper's little hands, which were just about to run away from the medical equipment, had nowhere to put them, and felt sad. If everyone in the world was like Yake, then what would be the use of these doctors? No need, little civet cat, I don't need a doctor. Yake grabbed Chopper and put it on his shoulder, looking at the primitive people around. It seemed that they were a little hostile, and the metal spear in his hand was already aimed at Yake. The atmosphere is getting tense. Civet cat, do you know them? They don't seem very friendly. Do you need me to help you kill them? A ball of electric current condensed in Yake's palm, and the dissipated static electricity directly turned Chopper into a fluffy ball. Chopper was shocked when he heard Yake's words. These are his friends. They are not bad-hearted, but they thought he was ready to do it only after being caught by Yake. No, Yake is my friend, stop quickly, or you will really die. Chopper jumped off Yake's shoulders and stood in front of Yake, shaking his hands up and down wildly. Advertisement, what? Little Raccoon's friend is our friend, ha 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 tilde? The leading primitive man laughed and put away his spear. His hostility towards Yake dissipated, and he immediately put down his guard and regarded Yake as a friend. Seeing this, Yake pinched the lightning in his palm into a dissipated current and dissipated it in the air. Chopper, that's how it is. By the way, aren't you going to gather with Luffy? Why are you still on this island? Jacques didn't read today's newspaper, so he didn't know very well. Chopper saw it from his small bag. He took out a newspaper and handed it to Yake. Yake grabbed the newspaper and quickly browsed through today's news. Seeing the 3D2Y on Luffy, he understood what Luffy meant. It's really daring to still be with Ace. Yake snorted softly. He thought that if Ace hadn't died, Luffy would not have made up his mind to practice. After all, he hadn't encountered any major setbacks since he went to sea. He didn't expect that he was still willing to practice for 2 years. Going out to sea again surprised Jacques. Either way, the Ace must have played a big role, so I came back here again, and then you came, Chopper said with some embarrassment, and the primitive man laughed happily when he saw this, and the air was full of joy. The primitive chief took Chopper and Yake to the place where they lived, which is full of primitive atmosphere. Roofs made of hay, houses surrounded by rough stones. There are not many residents here, and everyone wears animal skins and woven products. When Chopper told the chief that he wanted to study herbal medicine and pharmaceutical knowledge here, the chief led them to a quaint room. Pushing open the door, it turned out to be a library, with layers of bookshelves and stacks of books. There are at least tens of thousands of books in this library. Yake looked at the library, and then at the back of the door. I can't believe that the people here can have a library with a lot of collections. Chopper randomly found a book and opened it. When he saw that it turned out to be a book about herbal medicine making, he couldn't help thinking that although the island looked backward, the weapons they used were all mechanized. It looks like a stupid tribe on the surface, but it is actually a country with a high level of culture. There are many things to learn from. Primitive chief. Are you polite? Advertisement, little civet cat, although you may have wanted to say those words just now, but you said them all, and the first half was very rude. The chief said with his eyes widened. Although you are our benefactor, you said that we are very sorry. Stupid can't accept it. What can I do in this country? Chopper didn't pay attention to what the chief said, and his thoughts had drifted to the distance, recalling the moment when he and Luffy met. Yake walked into the depths of the library and flipped through the books at random. Although a considerable number of books here were about herbal medicine production, there were still other books. These books are very old, at least they were produced more than 100 years ago. So many books, Robin must like them very much. The moment Yake saw this library, he had already decided to move this island to the God of Sky Kingdom. Medical technology is very important, at least these books are very good for training doctors. What's more, there are so many books here, Robin will be very happy, maybe he can unlock new poses. Hey hey. Yake's smile gradually perverted, and he quickly restrained his saliva after hearing Chopper's footsteps, pretending to be serious, and took down the books in his hand. By the way, Mr. Yake, what's the matter with you coming to this island? Chopper asked curiously. If he met Yake before reading the newspaper, he would definitely ask him to take him back to Sabayati, but he has decided to devote himself to cultivation, but he is not clear about the purpose of Yake coming here. Ah, I was going to look for the Sky Island in Visalia, but I couldn't find it, and then I jumped from a height of 10,000 meters, that's it. Yake said flatly. He didn't tell half a lie. 10,000 meters, are you still human? Chopper expressed that he could not accept it. How could someone survive a fall from 10,000 meters? This is unscientific. Kaido. That's very scientific. 120. Nuclear peace negotiations. It's okay, just a little injury. Yake spread his hands, showing no pressure, and bent down to Chopper. What about you? Are you going to practice here for 2 years? Chopper nodded, and if nothing else happened, it would be like this, and he would reunite with his companions in Sabayati 2 years later. Then you may have to change places. I have decided to move this island to the Kingdom of God in the sky. If you want to practice, you can practice in the Kingdom of God in the sky. Hey, an airy summation opening parenthesis no, kid, do you have a lot of question marks? Yake burst out laughing. Chopper is so cute, but his mind is a little hard to use, but cute is enough. This island is already my territory, little civet cat, whether they agree or not. Yake turned and walked out, ready to have a friendly talk with the primitive people. After all, they are the natives here. If they disagree, they have to forcibly demolish them. When the dust settles, they will naturally accept it. Seeing this, Chopper hurriedly chased him out. He knew that Jacques was the emperor of the sea, and his strength was terrifying. Destroying the island was easy. But everyone on this island is his friend. If Yake insists on going his own way, he will have to persuade the aborigines on this island. Hey Tilda, wait for me. Mr. Yake, don't do it. Yake came to the primitive chief with a flicker, and tried to communicate with him first. Although they look stupid and not very smart, their race must have secrets, otherwise this library would not be able to be built by them. Hello, I'm Yake, is there anyone else on this island besides you? Yake clasped his hands, facing the chief calmly, and at the same time observing other primitive people. Most of them were similar in size, all in the shape of buckets. Some primitive people carried square medicine baskets on their backs, as if they were going to collect medicine. Advertisement. The only people living here are Ebony Tribe, and then those giant birds. By the way, I'm Tataga, and I'm the chief here. What's the matter with you? Tataga is very polite to Yake, not only because Yake is a friend of Chopper. Although Yake is not big, Tataga can still feel the surging vitality in his body. On this island, the giant bird's vitality was nothing compared to the person in front of him. He must be very strong. I want this island. Do you want me to take this island away happily, or do I take this island away after I conquer you? Yake grinned. He didn't come to discuss with them at all, yes, just to inform, whether they agree or not, the island will be taken away by him. Well, only then did Tataga understand that Yake wanted to get this island from them. This is the place where they lived for generations. How could an outsider take it away with a few words? Of course it's a choice. Hit to server. Snapped. As soon as Tataga's words fell, Yake slapped him and slapped Tataga away, but he should be fine. Yake didn't mean to kill them. Anyway, he was a tribe of Grandmaster medical skills. They still have value. When the other primitives saw that Yake had shot and wounded their chief, they immediately entered a fighting state, erected their sharp mechanical spears, and aimed at Yake. The spearheads of dozens of metal spears were fired, which turned out to be small shells. These spears exploded on Yake one after another, and the rumbling sound resounded through the primitive tribe. Yake waved his hand to disperse the smoke and dust, and his body was unscathed. Looking at the primitive man Yake in front of him, he shook his head helplessly. After all, he is a person who has never seen the world. Discharge. The light blue power grid is launched from Yake's palm, and none of the primitive people can escape the current. In the end, all the primitive people lost their fighting power in an instant, and their bodies couldn't help twitching. The current can't kill them, but they have to bear it a little bitter to show punishment. Stop it, don't fight anymore. Stop it, you can't fight, huh? Advertisement Chopper, who was chasing all the way, only wanted to prevent the primitive people from attacking Yake, but when he arrived, all the primitive people had already knelt down. Except for the primitive chief stuck on the wall, there is still some power left. Chopper hurriedly went to check on Tataga's condition, and found that he was only slightly injured before he was relieved. Great. Mr. Yake, I know I can't change your mind, but please don't make a move. I will tell them. I hope you give me some time. Chopper stopped Tata, who was about to stand up, and said to Yake, who was crossing the sky, that although he and Yake were acquaintances, it didn't mean he could change Yake's mind. He could only try to persuade Tata Quack. Okay, Mr. Tanuki, I won't wait too long. I'll go to sleep first, and I'll take this island with me when I get up. Yake looked down at Tataga on the ground coldly, but it wasn't because they still had a little value. If ordinary people dared to shoot Yake, they would have disappeared. Since Chopper chose to persuade these primitive people, Nyack gave Joe Beard a face, just because he was a little tired and wanted to sleep for a while. There is still some distance from Sky Island, and it will take at least a little time to take it all the way to the Kingdom of God in the sky, and maybe you will have to stay up all night. Yake took advantage of this to replenish his energy. It turned into lightning and left, and found a huge bird's nest to lie down for a while. After seeing Yake leave, Chopper helped Tataga up, went to see the situation of the others, and found that they had only received a slight electric shock, and there was nothing serious except for some paralysis. It seems that Mr. Yake is not as ruthless as the surface. Chopper looked up to where Yak disappeared. The wounded person next to Chopper groaned, and Chopper quickly took out the medical equipment to check his condition, and then the others also regained consciousness, and those who were in better shape were basically able to stand up. Mr. Yark seems to have only taught them a little bit. Since the people were all fine, Chopper didn't bother to treat them and went directly to Tataga, the primitive chief. Chief, you have also seen that you are no match for that man, even I cannot defeat him. Chopper still hopes that these primitive people can listen to his advice. Yake's Sky God Kingdom is a good place, and the people living there are also very happy. Instead of living alone on this remote island, it is better to join Yake's the Kingdom of God in the sky. Under Chopper's persuasion, the chief sighed and decided to accept Chopper's opinion, and that man possessed the power of a god, and they were far from rivals. 121. The secret of Rambo Ball. Chopper wiped the sweat off his brow. After his persuasion, Tataga was finally willing to hand over the kingdom of Trino to Yake, and the stone in Chopper's heart finally fell to the ground. Before, he had been worried that the primitive people were unwilling to give up their territory, so they were all killed by Yake. Now it seems that this is the best ending. Tataga has already gone to take care of the situation of the tribe, and Chopper stays where he is waiting for Yake to come back. It's just that I didn't see Yake's shadow after waiting for several hours, so I had to go to the library to read. Apart from the surrounding forests in the kingdom of Trino, the most conspicuous thing is the towering tree in the middle. It is not so much a tree as it is a nest of giant birds. There are nests built by giant birds everywhere. Yake sleeps in a lair somewhere in the middle. Hey Tilda chirp, a big round ball with a little blue hair growing on the top of the head, the creature that looks like a chick as a whole has found Yake, and is gently pressing Yake's body with its short beak. Now that the misunderstanding between the giant bird family and the primitive people has been solved, the little bird knows that human beings are not bad guys, so they don't alarm their parents, but are worried about Yake's situation. Hancock, stop making trouble, let me sleep Tilda. Yake unconsciously smacked his lips and muttered to himself. He thought he was sleeping next to Hancock. However, the strong back pushing still woke Yake up. When he opened his eyes, Yake found that something was wrong with the chick. The giant chicken looked at him with big eyes blinking, looking harmless to humans and animals. Wow Tilda hello. Cute? Ha Tilda Tilda Tilda. Yake touched the giant chicken's head and yawned. The sky had already darkened, and it seemed that he had been asleep for a while. Yake moved his muscles and bones, made a crackling sound, patted the giant chicken's chubby belly, and then left, leaving the giant bird cub with a confused face. Chopper, how did you discuss with the primitive? Ah Tilda don't. Yake suddenly appeared behind Chopper, frightened Chopper, and frantically stabilized his body, but the thing in his hand still fell, and it was a few yellow pills. Advertisement, hey, what is this? Rumbleball. Yake picked up the small pill that Chopper dropped on the ground. If nothing else, it was the blue wave ball developed by Chopper himself. The blue wave ball can disturb the deformation wavelength of Zone Devil Fruit and increase the deformation stage, which is a good thing. It just so happens that Yake is also Zone Demon Fruit Power. This should be useful to him. N airy summation opening parenthesis D no. How do you know? Don't eat indiscriminately, it will cause uncontrollable consequences. Chopper saw that Yake was very interested and thought something was wrong. Now even he himself can't control the effect of the transformation, which shows that the blue wave ball still has some imperfections. If a powerful ability user like Yake aided and caused his ability to go berserk, the island might be gone. Chopper hopped his feet anxiously, trying to snatch the Rambo ball back from Yake. It's okay Chopper, people can't be generalized, I'm just trying. After speaking, Yake threw a Rambo ball into his mouth and crushed it. Well, it tasted a little sweet. It's over. Chopper looked up to the sky and sighed. He was ready to run for his life. He could no longer predict what would happen next, so he turned into a form with strengthened feet and ran away. After Yake ate the blue wave ball, he really felt that the energy in his body began to concentrate and flow in one direction, that is, the head. Yake felt his head itchy, and reached out to touch it, only to find that he had two huge horns and a blue tail behind him, but other than that, there was no other change. Hi. Yake wanted to call Chopper back only to find that he had breathed out a breath attack that could only be used in the dragon form. The scorching breath melted the ground of the library into a deep pit, and hot magma flowed at the bottom of the pit. Tilda. Yake opened his mouth and blew lightly to extinguish the flames, otherwise the library would soon become a sea of flames. The blue wave ball is surprisingly easy to use, although it has grown horns and a tail, which looks a bit like a dragon. Advertisement, but the effect is very powerful, allowing Yake to use all the abilities in the dragon form in the human form, although the effect is only 3 minutes. 3 minutes later, Yake's horns disappeared, and the tail disappeared, and it became what it used to be. Looking up, Chopper exposed his body outside the door, watching him secretly. Chopper, you hid backwards, and I'm fine Tilda. Yake beckoned for Chopper to come over, and the formula of Rambo Ball had already been taken into consideration by Yake. Tilda great, luckily these books are still there. Chopper looked left and right, and found that there was nothing else except that the books were a little messy, and then there was a magma pool on the ground, which continued to emit high temperature. Chopper, I formally invite you to become a medical professor in our Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky, responsible for drug research and teaching students. Are you willing to pass on your medical skills to the children of the Kingdom of the Gods of the Sky who aspire to become doctors like you? Yake knows that Chopper is already in the shape of Luffy, but it doesn't affect Yake to let him become a teacher. 2 years is enough for Chopper to leave his knowledge in the Kingdom of Sky, and the formula of Rambo Ball. The current Rumble Ball does have imperfections, and Chopper also needs professional medical equipment to study the secrets of Rumble Ball. This wave can be described as a win-win situation, and Yake's small abacus jingled. Chopper's expression was very tangled, and it could be seen that he was a little moved, but he also mistakenly thought that this was asking him to join Yake's pirate group, so he didn't speak for a long time. He was afraid that Yake would stew him after he refused. Chopper, I didn't ask you to join my pirate team, I just asked you to be a medical teacher for 2 years. At that time, I will send you back to Sabaody. If you want to become stronger, I can also teach you. Come on, hesitated. At this time, Yake is like a treacherous devil tempting Chopper. Whether he becomes a teacher or becomes stronger, he is very attractive to Chopper. Okay, I promise you, can I really be a teacher? I'm just a reindeer? Chopper asked cautiously. He thought that his medical skills were not good enough to teach others, and most importantly, he was not a human, but a reindeer, and his expression was a little downcast as he spoke. Of course, you are one of the best doctors in my mind. Also, do you know Anna? She is just a cat, and Beppo, they're not human like you. You don't have to worry so much, come with me. Yake encouraged Chopper without hesitation. As long as he comes, these will be all right. 122. Demolition Trino Chopper's face became more and more strange, and gradually a strange flush appeared. B******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* tilde B asterisk 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 D. Chopper twisted his body insincerely and danced a strange dance, looking very happy. Ha 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 ha, you are so interesting. After rubbing Chopper's head, Yake turned and left. It's time to get down to business, but before that, please ask Chopper not to panic those giant birds, just stay on the island with peace of mind. Yake flew into the sky, turned into a dragon form, and occupied the sky above Trino Kingdom. Chopper, don't get those little birds excited, I'm going to lift this island up. Chopper, who was as small as an ant on the ground, rode a giant bird and flew to the giant tree. Vice Admiral told the news to the giant bird tribe. Yake waited in the air for a while, and saw the giant birds returning to their nests before starting to act, waving the dragon claws and scattering light blue flame clouds. These flame clouds spread all over the edge of the island, lifting the island away from the seabed. The island began to shake, as if there had been an earthquake, and the birds and beasts fled in all directions, shivering in their nests. The island is really big enough, and it took Yake a lot of effort to lift the island up. The most difficult step has been completed, and the rest is to drag the island back to the kingdom of the Sky God. I can't believe it, this is definitely the power of the gods, it's terrible. Looking at the giant dragon roaring in the air, Tataga secretly rejoiced that he had listened to Chopper's words. If he resisted desperately, he would not know how he died. Yake flew in the air, Trino Kingdom followed Yake, and another island disappeared from the Grand Line. The Kingdom of God in the sky. Robin is tidying up Yake's table in Shenju, and she will clean this place silently when she has nothing to do. Robin didn't know where Yake was, and Yake wouldn't tell his whereabouts unless necessary. From the corner of Robin's eyes, he saw that there was something strange about the bottle containing Yake's life card on the table, and quickly took out Yake's life card from his chest. Looking at the trajectory, Yake should be coming back. Advertisement, Anna. Robin took out the phone bug and shouted, Yake is coming back today, so Anna has to cook a big table quickly. Because Robin knew that Yake had to bring at least something back every time he came back, either islands or people, he must be exhausted. Sister Robin, what do you want to do with Anna? Hurry up and cook, your Yaksama will be back soon. Really, Anna is going to make a big table of delicious meows right away, that's great. Anna was happy to do a 360-degree backflip in the air, and Yake was finally coming back so that she could be rescued. As long as I act like a baby with Yaksama, I don't have to go to school. Anna rushed out the door and went to cook happily. Yake is indeed almost here. He crossed the red line half an hour ago, and he is not far from the kingdom of God in the sky. Yake is taking the kingdom of Trino to hover over the kingdom of the god of sky, to see if he can arrange a suitable location. After thinking about it, I decided to place it next to the islands of Golden Lion. The people on this island should keep their original living conditions for the time being. So Yake took Chopper back to Shenju. Yaksama, you are finally back, please persuade Sister Robin. She wants me to go to school every day. Anna really can't stand it. As soon as Yake stepped into the shrine with his left foot, Anna rushed out and hugged Yake, covering Yake's face with tears and even wet Yake's hair. Hey, Anna, come down, I can't breathe. I won't come down, unless you promise that I don't have to study, otherwise I will become a part of your body. Anna heard this and hugged her even tighter. Turning Vine. Robin stood outside the door with his hands crossed, abruptly separating Anna from Yake with countless hands. Dragging the tearful Anna to his side, the island cloud on the ground was scratched by Anna's sharp nails. Yaksama, save me. Help me, advertisement. Yakekwan pretended not to hear, looking at the sky with his eyes. He hoped that Anna could become a literate kitten. That's why he asked Robin to teach Anna when he had time, but he didn't expect her reaction to be so intense. Tilda, isn't this Dr. Chopper? Why is he here? Robin's eyes lit up, and his eyes locked on Chopper, who was hiding at Yake's feet. Since becoming Anna's teacher, she has been a little tired of Anna's cute face, and she is too worried, so it seems that Chopper, whom she hasn't seen for a long time, looks much cuter. Oh, I went out and found an island, and Chopper was here, and I brought him here with me. Let's talk about it later, eat first, I'm hungry. Yake carried Chopper together and walked to the center of the shrine. Master Yake, you are finally back. I have learned a lot in the past few days. Hey, this civet cat is so cute. Shirahoshi had a golden light in his eyes. She had no resistance to cute furry things. Before Chopper came, her favorites were Anna and Babo. Now it's Chopper. Hey, do you have common sense? I'm a reindeer. A reindeer? Chopper decided to fight back, not to let everyone think he is a tanuki. Obviously he is a reindeer. Sorry, Mr. Reindeer, I'm Shirahoshi. How about you? Shirahoshi said shyly. It seems that his knowledge has not been acquired yet. Shirahoshi, he's Chopper. You'll get to know each other from now on. By the way, Robin, move the table to Shirahoshi and eat together. Shirahoshi is too big, and it is very inconvenient to have no legs on land. In order to take care of Shirahoshi's feelings, the eating place is not in the room. At the dinner table, everyone was there except for Lao Sha, who went to form a fan team. Yake felt that it might become a fan team in the future. Jinbei is also preparing a fleet of murlocs, but Robin, Reiju and the crew who have been with Yake from the beginning probably won't build a fleet by themselves. They're used to sailing with Yake. Robin, there's a library in the island I brought today. You will definitely like it. You can ask Chopper to take you to see it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, Miss Robin. Although many of them are medical books, there are also many other books. If you like reading books, you won't be disappointed.
Chopper said happily that the food here is much better than that of primitive tribes, even better than Sanji's. Then Chopper may not know that high-end ingredients can only be enjoyed by Nami, and what they eat is made by Sanji casually, and the ingredients are not fresh. Anna used the most high-end ingredients, and also used the delicious sea salt scraped off after the water gods receded, so the taste of the food was naturally delicious. 123. Martial Battle. Truno Island. Robin, look, this is what I call a library, how about it? Yake took Robin to the library on Truno Island the next day.
Although the library of the Kingdom of the Sky is larger than this one, the books of the Kingdom of the Sky are all purchased by Robin in Qinghai, and these books are not rare. The books here are different. They are all rare ancient books on the market, many of which Robin has never even heard of.
Great Yake, I'm sure I can read so many books for a long time, moi. Robin kissed Yake and activated his ability to start screening books. Tens of thousands of hands flipped the pages back and forth in the library, and the sound of clattering spread throughout the library. Robin was already immersed in the sea of books and couldn't extricate himself. Yake smiled and shook his head and left. Wait, Yake, today is the day of the duel between Marine Admiral Aokiji and Akainu. The Marine Admiral will be born from the two of them. The duel location is Punk Hazard. Are you going to see it? Robin stopped Yake. This is the news that Marine just announced to the world today. Marine Marshal Sengoku submitted his resignation and recommended Aokiji to the world government to succeed Marine Marshal, but the world government believed that Akainu was a better candidate for Marshal. Even if he had been cut off by Yake with one arm, for the sake of fairness, the world government decided to let the two duel to decide who is the next Marine Marshal. Oh, that guy Akainu still has a chance to compete for the Marine Marshal, which surprised me. I have to go and see the excitement.
Yake became the biggest winner in the Summit War. Akainu made no achievements, and lost an arm. It stands to reason that the merits of the Marine Admirals will not be too far apart. If the Marshal is determined by merit, every Marine Admiral has a chance.
It's just that Kizaru may not be willing to do so, which caused the fight between the Forest Ice and Fire people. Just because Akainu is more obedient to the orders of the world government. That's right, the world government only needs an obedient Marine, not a righteous Marine. Robin, I'm leaving. See you in a few days. Advertisement. Yake is becoming more and more interested in the candidate of the Marine Admiral, and he must go to see the duel between the Marine Admirals this time. Yake flew into the sky without saying a word, and rushed towards Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard. Garp, who do you think will win? Sengoku, whose hair was already gray, grabbed a handful of senbei and stuffed it into his mouth, mumbled, but Garp could understand. If that be ********** D Akainu didn't lose an arm, I'm more optimistic about Akainu. His ability is more restrained than Aokiji, but Akainu with only one arm. It's hard to say. Garp snatched the senbei from Sengoku's hand and poured it into his mouth. Whole Garp, this is my senbei, if you want to eat it, buy it yourself. Enraged, Sengoku covered Garp's mouth, interrupting his storm in elation. Enough is enough for you two. You old guys who are just waiting to die. Suru looked at the two old urchins helplessly. Sengoku was fine when he was in office, but he became Garp after he left office. It is simply a replica of Garp. Now the two of them are moths in the marine, eating and drinking every day, and relying on their previous prestige to suggest that the recruits of the recruit camp buy them senbei to eat. Terribly sorry. Shut up and watch the duel for me honestly. There are many marine warships around Punk Hazard, basically all of them are Marine Vice Admiral and the like. Most of the Vice Admirals are Doves and Hawks, because Kuzan and Sakazuki are the leaders of the two factions respectively. This duel is also a faction in Marine. They are naturally very concerned about the dispute. Guy has been working on gigantic experiments and killing weapons in Punk Hazard. Who knows why Marine chose this island? Now they have evacuated urgently. Wait until the two admirals leave to see the situation. But Kuzan and Sakazuki are no longer in the mood to pay attention to the anomalies on the island. Kuzan, I didn't expect that you, who have always been lazy, would have a day full of fighting spirit. It really surprised me. Sakazuki looked at Aokiji full of fighting spirit and couldn't help sighing. How many years they had worked together, and he had only seen Aokiji like this when Aokiji just joined Marine. However, since the Ohara incident, Aokiji has been lazy and turned into a salted fish. Sakazuki once thought that Aokiji was useless, and he was not worthy to be compared with himself. Advertisement, Sakazuki, your idea is too dangerous. If you become the marshal, you will lead Marine into the abyss of eternal doom, so I must defeat you, lead Marine on the right track. I will not give up just because you lost an arm soft-hearted. Kuzan's surroundings are covered with ice, but his heart is hot. Now he finally has the opportunity to become the Marine Marshal, thereby changing the entire Marine. Marine must not only become the Marine of the world government. It's useless to say more, we are all Logia, you know whether the impact of losing an arm is big or not. Come on, Kuzan, I fight for complete justice. The magma on Sakazuki's body began to boil, the silent volcano was about to erupt, and a heat wave spread around. Your justice is too extreme, Akainu, I will prove you wrong, since I can't change you, then I will defeat you. The battle is on the verge of breaking out. Punk Hazard is split in two by harsh blizzards and fiery flames, and the battle between the two top Marines is officially underway. Kuzan and Sakazuki are really monsters? They actually activated Devil Fruit Awakening directly, it's too scary. Kizaru watched the duel between the two with a telescope, and lay comfortably on the armchair. It was rumored that Sengoku had recommended him to the world government, but Kizaru broke out in a cold sweat. He just wants to work quietly until retirement and provide for the elderly, and he doesn't want to be a Marine Marshal, too tired. Yake was in the sky above Punk Hazard at this time, and the Logia Fruit ability user was very sensitive to the power of awakening, and the two did not hold back from the beginning. Directly release the Fruit Awakening to create a favorable climate for themselves. This battle is destined to be a protracted battle. The competition is not physical strength, but their respective beliefs. Hey, Garp and Sengoku, go sit there. Out of the corner of his eye, Yake saw Garp and Sengoku sitting on a warship at the same time. Yake was going to rub against the warship, so he shouldn't be beaten by gangs, right? Garp, don't you think that man in the sky doesn't look like that B********* Yake? Sengoku, I heard you speak ill of me. Yake landed directly on the warship, right next to Garp and Sengoku. Yake was very casual, but Marine on the warship looked at Yake warily. 124. Doflamingo Garp has already made preparations, as long as Yake moves slightly, it will be a set of military punches. What do you want to do again, Yake? Is it possible that you still want to be a Marine Marshal? He looked at Yake with a headache. If Yake wanted to do something now, they really couldn't catch him. Although he has Kaido's abilities, he is not as reckless as Kaido, and the most important point is that he is so mobile that no one can catch up to him except Kizaru. Don't worry, I'm not here to fight today, I'm just interested in the next Marine Marshal. If you don't suggest it, can you give me a bench? It's so tiring to watch the duel in the sky. Yake was talking to himself, but Crane Vice Admiral's face was getting darker and darker. Sengoku and Garp were silent. The atmosphere is a bit tense. It seems that Marine and pirates cannot coexist peacefully. It seems that you have quite a suggestion, sorry to bother you. There are many other options for Marine's warship not being able to sit on it. It is not the Marine family who came to see the Admiral duel. Since Marine chose to make this matter public, there must be a lot of viewers who came to eat melons. Yake saw Doflamingo's ship after a half circle. As a Shichibukai, he naturally didn't have to worry about Marine's arrest, and leaned unscrupulously in front of Punk Hazard. Watching the confrontation between two admirals up close, Baby 5 was serving tea and water. Yake saw that there was a maid for personal service, and it was all right, this is the one. Hey Tilda, isn't this Doflamingo? You are the one who hurt my little brother Telman. Who is that? I need a glass of red wine, thank you. Yake sat next to Dover unceremoniously. The sudden appearance of Yake startled Dover. Yake didn't speak, and he didn't even realize that Yake was already sitting beside him. God Yake, what are you doing here? To avenge Luo? Tilda? Doflamingo smiled a little reluctantly. In Dressrosa, he was considered the only king, but in front of the four emperors at sea, he was just a younger brother, and Yake was obviously someone he couldn't afford. Advertisement, revenge. No, Luo will kill you with his own hands. If I wanted to kill you, you would have died long ago. How can I keep you alive? Yake said lightly, the red wine for Baby 5 has been brought up. Yake took the wine glass and shook it gently, never paying attention to Doflamingo. Dover clenched his fists. He hasn't felt like an ant for a long time. The last time was when Kaido came to him for cooperation. But he soon became calm, and Yake's words meant that he didn't intend to kill himself, but wanted Luo Lai to kill him himself. He didn't think Luo Neng killed himself. Yake, since you didn't come to kill me, then I have a business. I don't know if you are interested. After Doflamingo figured it out, he was going to tie the two together with benefits. Just like Kaido, he had a unique commodity in the world: artificial devil fruit. After thinking about it for a while, Yake understood what the business Doflamingo was talking about was nothing more than man-made devil fruit, and Yake had no interest in such defective products. Especially after Reiju gets the dark fruit, as long as he wants, he can launch a hunting plan for capable users at any time, and harvest devil fruit wantonly to strengthen his army. You mean man-made devil fruit kind of rubbish? Forget it, I'm not interested, let's sell it to Kaido with peace of mind. Doflamingo's heart skipped a beat. How could Yake know these inside information? Could there be a traitor in the family? He couldn't help but look at Baby 5, but quickly denied it. Because of her character, he would never give her a confidential task. Furoferfer, you know a lot Mr. God Yake, then you should know that I just want to subvert the world ruled by celestial dragons. Isn't your purpose formal? the enemy of the enemy they're friends, am I right? Dover stuck out his tongue and licked his lips, and smiled arrogantly. In his opinion, Yake and his purpose are the same. Why can't the two work together? Ha ha ha, Dover, you think too highly of yourself. You just hate that the celestial dragons didn't let you enjoy the same privileges, that's all. That's why you want to overturn this world, and prove to those idiots that expelling your family from the Holy Land is the wrong choice. We've been different from the beginning, Mr. Doflamingo. He has more or less heard about Doflamingo's deeds. Killed his father with his own hands, held his father's head and prayed to the celestial dragons to allow him and Corazon to return to the Holy Land and become world nobles again, but was rejected. Doflamingo is one of the few ambitious and scheming people in the pirate world, but he will definitely not be Yake's friend. Advertisement. Where did you know this? Who told you? Don't think that you are the four emperors and I will be afraid of you. Doflamingo seemed to be overwhelmed by Yake's words. Now he has a ferocious face, the veins on his face are popping out one by one, and his tightly clenched teeth are making creaking noises, which shows how frightened and angry brother Ming is now. Little Lord. Baby 5 saw Ming's angry look and was about to do it, but was stopped by Torbull. Baby 5 didn't understand Yake's power, but Torbull knew it very well. Everyone who can become the Emperor of the Sea is not something they can deal with their strength. Let go of me, you disgusting B**************** D. I'm going to kill that B*********** D who slandered the young master. Baby 5 was stuck on the ground by Torbull's snot, and his hand had already turned into a machete, ready to chop off the snot. Miss, can you please stay where you are quietly? Yake looked at Baby 5 with great interest, and heard that this woman has a strange personality, as if she can't refuse other people's requests. Okay, leave it to me. The baby immediately calmed down, and stood obediently, with a strange flush on his face, as if he had been spoiled by someone else. Haha, Dover, I am able to achieve what I am now, not because of my strength, but because I have a special source of information. Also, your gaze is too impolite, pay attention to your attitude. Ah tilde. Yake liked Dover's disgusting and helpless look very much, but not everyone could talk to Yake like this. He casually squeezed a thunder spear and stuck it in Dover's waist, and continued to look at the picture on Punk Hazard. Duel. Young master. Are you okay, young master? Torbull and Baby 5 ran to Dover to check his situation, and indicated with his eyes whether Dover needed to do something. 125. The victory is already divided now. Yake is facing them with his back, and if he makes a move now, he may have a chance. Torbull and Baby 5 thought so, as long as Doflamingo gave an order, they would take Yake's vitals, but Doffer reached out to stop the two. Yake's sudden attack just now made him completely unresponsive. Since Yake came to this ship, he has never let down his vigilance. Even when Yake said that he would not kill him with his own hands, he didn't relax, and his knowledge were always on, just to prevent Yake from making a sudden move. But he still couldn't stop it. As soon as the knowledgeable color predicted the danger, Yake's thunder spear was already inserted into his waist. Now Yake doesn't show any momentum, just like ordinary people, but this Yake is undoubtedly more terrifying than Kaido. In Dover's eyes, Yake is simply a tiger that chooses to eat, so he stops Baby 5 and Torre Boar. They will just die suddenly when they go up. Furofurfur, that's a good trick. As expected of God Yake, it's a pity that I can't be an ally. Baby 5, take good care of Mr. Yake, don't neglect. Doflamingo's gloomy gaze turned to Baby 5, who she couldn't help shivering. She had never seen such a terrifying look in the young master's eyes. Peef tilde. Doflamingo gritted his teeth and pulled out the thunder spear. Not much blood gushed out, and the wound was already burnt from the electric shock, exuding the smell of barbecued meat. Fortunately, it was not fatal, so he could save it first. 5 fingers danced up and down, and countless silk threads stitched up the blood hole the size of a ping-pong ball. He didn't hate Yake, and no one knew better than him how important power was in this sea. Furofurfur, Mr. Yake, who do you think will win? Dover calmed down, continuing to talk to Yake as if nothing had happened just now. The battle between Kuzan and Sakazuki has just begun, and their momentum and fighting spirit are still rising. This battle is a battle of justice ideas between the two. No one wants to lose. Everyone wants to prove their justice to let Marine go farther. Sakazuki, remember those unarmed civilians in Ohara that you ordered to kill? I wanted to ask you a long time ago. Why? They're just innocent civilians. What is your justice to protect? Tell me. Kuzan's face became more and more cold, and he questioned Sakazuki. The Ohara incident has always been a hurdle in his heart that he could not overcome. If he hadn't been soft-hearted at the time, Ohara would not have any survivors. Originally, those innocent people of Ohara had a chance to escape. They did not participate in the study of the historical text. Akainu, who was still vice admiral at the time, ordered the sinking of the civilian escape boats, leaving no one alive. Advertisement. It was also Ohara's mission that changed his view of world government. That thing? You are so naive, Kuzan. I just obeyed orders. This is the duty of a marine. Besides, who can guarantee that there are no researchers who can interpret the historical text in those escaped ships? You thought I didn't know you let Nico Robin go? But there's no point in saying that now. Beat me. Kuzan. Akainu's words made Aokiji's complexion worse and worse. In his opinion, Sakazuki has been possessed, and he can only wake Sakazuki up by himself. The battle continued, and the time passed by every minute and every second. They have been fighting for 8 days. I didn't expect that kid Aokiji to fight to such an extent. Akainu's loss of an arm still has an impact. He has gradually fallen into a disadvantage. Staff Crane put down the binoculars and said slowly, She also felt that Aokiji's justice might turn Marine into a true teacher of justice, but Akainu was still too extreme after all. The current Aokiji reminds me of the time when he followed me behind my asterisk. Oh, tilde, I didn't expect time to fly by. They are already close to the limit, and now they are all relying on a belief to support them. In my opinion, the battle is about to end. Sengoku adjusted his glasses, a flash of light flashed, and the moment to decide Marine's fate was finally coming. Yake is eating and drinking on Doflamingo's boat, although it can't match the delicious food made by his own kitten. The reason why Yake chose to come to the duel between Aokiji and Akainu is to see which way Marine will go. If Aokiji leads Marine, then Yak might be able to cooperate with Marine to overthrow the corrupt world government. If Akainu leads, then Marine is Yak's enemy. No matter who wins in the end, Yake's plan can start, a plan specifically for world government. The world can live without world government, but not without Marine. Who? Sakazuki, throw in the towel, I won this time. Advertisement Aokiji is close to the limit. This is the longest battle he has experienced since he became Marine Admiral. Even though his advantage is becoming more and more obvious, he still dare not relax. As long as Akainu does not fall, he will continue to fight. Akainu's situation is not much better. Losing his dominant hand is not as innocuous as he said. Even if he can elementalize a magma arm, it is still not as powerful as when he has a healthy limb. The longer the battle, the more obvious one's own flaws will be. Although Sakazuki no longer has the confidence to win, he still has to fight until he dies. Kuzan. Cough, it's useless to talk, let me see your justice. Frost continued to erode the flaming ground, and the hot magma then evaporated the frost. This was the last attack of the two, and this time there would be a winner. Storm Pheasant's mouth. The dog gnaws the red lotus. It's not the first time that ice birds flapping frosty wings and flaming lava dogs collide fiercely in the center of Punk Hazard, but it's definitely the last and strongest. Boom tilde. All the people watching the battle at Punk Hazard heard the huge collision and picked up binoculars to check the situation on the island to see who would win. Look, they both fell down, it can't be a tie. Kuzan and Sakazuki did both fall. Aokiji in the blizzard and Akainu on the burning ground. A moment later, Aokiji's hand flicked, exhaled a breath of cold air, struggled to stand up, his right hand hung down, and a skate appeared in Aokiji's hand, and he staggered towards Akainu. Sakazuki, you lost. Winning or losing can't prove whose justice is right, but I'll let you see my justice. The skate fell next to Sakazuki, broke into several pieces, and melted into a pool of water under the heat. 126. Light in the dark night. Aokiji sat next to Akainu, looking into the distance. Kuzan won, and I was right. Go meet the new Marine Marshal. Sengoku is very happy, but it's not that the world government insisted on letting the two admirals duel. The position of Marshal originally belonged to Aokiji, but now that Aokiji has won the duel, the world government has nothing to say. The dovish Marine generals cheered, but the hawkish generals naturally looked unhappy. Marine has always been divided into two factions, the Hawks and the Doves. The literal meaning of these two factions is that the Dove faction is a little more moderate and relatively conservative. The Hawk is very fierce and symbolizes fighting and killing, but there is only one main purpose inside Marine: justice. The Hawks are enforcing hawkish justice, and the Doves have dove justice. The two kinds of justice blend together, finally formed the current situation. Phew, the battle is over. Sure enough, Aokiji won. In Yake's view, the Dove faction is the most ambitious faction. If Marine is all Hawks, he has nothing to take advantage of. The reason why the Doves are Doves is because they still have justice in their hearts and are not satisfied with the world government in their hearts. Strictly speaking, they are not qualified Marines, but they are Marines that Yake wants to see. The battle was over. Yake naturally had no reason to stay any longer, and disappeared into lightning. Baby 5 stood there with a bottle of red wine at a loss. What about the big one? The sky gradually darkened, and Yake walked through the atmosphere with the eternal pointer, but a golden light on the sea attracted his attention. Huh? Could it be Tezulo's ship? No, a lantern? Yake put the eternal pointer into the storage bar, slowly descended, and saw a huge round lantern floating on the sea, exuding a soft golden light. Yake felt familiar, but couldn't remember where he saw it up. Let me see, good guy, it's you, giant anglerfish. Advertisement. After Yake turned on the color perception of knowledge and knowledge, he found a huge creature hidden under the lantern. Combined with the golden lantern on his head, Yake remembered that this is the monster that appeared in the Heart of Gold. Its lanterns are actually rays of light emanating from pure gold. Pure gold can prolong life. A little girl with a small ring can live to more than 200 years old without any change in appearance. It can be called one of the most outrageous props in the pirate world. Can live forever. After finally encountering it, Yake will naturally not let it go. No matter what the effect is, these pure golds are enough for one of his own women to create a set of pure gold jewelry. The fish came with a sharp knife. Yake appeared directly near the golden lantern, checked the connection point between the lantern and the anglerfish, and was about to cut it off with a knife and take the big lump of pure gold into his pocket. I found it, the thunderbolt blade. Yake raised the giant blade with lightning attached to it, and a smooth cut appeared. Yake felt the weightlessness of the soles of his feet. The lantern was falling into the sea, and he put the huge lantern into the storage bar without saying a word. Tilde. The giant anglerfish roared angrily, set off a monstrous surprise, opened its bloody mouth and swallowed Yake. Although it didn't know how the pure gold it had collected so hard was lost, as long as it ate this little thing in front of it, it would surely I can get it back. Yake didn't intend to resist at first, and let the anglerfish swallow him. If he remembered correctly, there was a piece of pure gold in the stomach of the anglerfish. Yake didn't quite know the difference between the pure gold collected by the anglerfish and the pure gold produced in his stomach, so just in case, he should take the piece in his stomach as well. Following the large expanse of seawater, Yake entered the esophagus of the anglerfish and descended rapidly. There was a lot of space around it, but they were all blood-stained pipes. Soon Yake came to the first stomach of the anglerfish, where a dilapidated island was floating, and the seawater was yellowed with stomach acid. Yark landed on the island from the sky. This world is really magical. There are still signs of living things here. This is simply a small world. As soon as Keegan stepped on the soft sand, he found several black and red Tyrannosaurus rex surrounded him, and the smelly saliva flowed from their sharp teeth to the ground. They seemed to have not eaten for a long time. Yake seemed to have been able to order their dinner. Advertisement with a roar, like the horn of attack, several Tyrannosaurus rex attacked Yake at the same time. Yake hugged his hands leisurely. It is not easy to bully these small animals, but I have never ridden a dinosaur. Yake is going to tame a dinosaur as a mount. Crack. Boom. Boom. After some melee, Yake clapped his hands, and all the Tyrannosaurus rex had a few huge bumps on their heads. If you want to tame them, you need to beat them first, and then talk about other things. Can you understand human speech? Can you understand and nod? Yake walked up to a Tyrannosaurus rex that looked the most ferocious, and gently touched its rough skin, as if rubbing 600 grit sandpaper with his hands. Anna's hair was smoother to the touch, and Yake silently commented one time, although he has never ridden Anna. The Tyrannosaurus rex whimpered a few times, flicked its thick and long tail on the ground, making the sky full of sand and dirt, and was full of desire to survive. It seemed that Yake wanted to ride it, so he stood up immediately and bowed his head to invite Yake sit on it, and the buttocks drive the tail to swing from side to side. You're so sensible, Tilda, as my temporary pet, you'll be called. Very sensible. Yake perfunctorily gave this tyrannosaur a name that didn't look like a name, and then stepped on its sensible head and rode on its neck. Hey, this person is actually able to tame the vicious Tyrannosaurus rex. It seems that his strength is not bad. Maybe I can use him to escape from this place. A blonde-haired little girl hid behind the grass and said that she was not very good at hiding her inner voice, perhaps because she had lived here alone for 200 years, and no one communicated with her at all. I heard it, little sister. Yake had long noticed that there were people hiding in the bushes next to him, and he was busy taming the pet at the time, so he ignored her. But this little girl is more than 180 years older than himself, so it seems a bit inappropriate to call her a little girl. But let's call it a little girl. Age is meaningless to a man who lives almost forever. He found out. Oroja panicked and was about to run away, but accidentally tripped over a vine and fell to the ground. 127. Father and daughter meet. Yake came to Oroja on a sensible ride. Little girl, I'm here to find pure gold. You don't happen to know its whereabouts, do you? Orojiafu was frantically thinking about countermeasures with his small brain on the ground. This man definitely came after her. The pure gold is in Lord Lantern's third stomach, which is only the first stomach. I can take you to find the pure gold, but after you find it, you have to take me out. No problem. Before Oro could finish his words, his expression collapsed. The promise is too perfunctory. Yake patted the sensible head, put his head down, and signaled Oroja to sit up. Come on, my time is limited. I have to find pure gold as soon as possible. By the way, are you alone on this island? After Yake's knowledge covered the entire island, he found that besides the dinosaur, there was a person's breath in a cave. If Yake guessed correctly, it was Orojia's father. I really don't know that the father and daughter live on the same island at the same time, and they haven't met each other for 200 years. Yake has been unable to complain. Tilda, I am the only one on this island. I have lived here for more than 200 years, and I have never met another person. Oroja said with a charming smile. The expression of a 6-year-old girl was just as good as Brother Ming's. It seems that more than 200 years has really given this child a mental illness. Okay, I already sense that there is another person on this island. Who do you think it would be? Yake's words made Oroja fall into deep thought. If there is really someone, it can only be his B*********** D father, but he thought he was dead long ago. 200 years ago, Orojia's father was a scientific researcher on Alchemy, the island of steel. He researched pure gold, which caused his death. At the same time, the light of pure gold also attracted the attention of Lord Lantern, and he swallowed Alchemy in half in one gulp. At that time, only Oroja and her father were still on the island, so they were swallowed up and lived in the stomach of Lord Lantern, for more than 200 years. Take me to him quickly, it must be my B********* D father. Advertisement. Oroja said with a grim face that she always believed that her mother's death was due to the pure gold research by her father, and she also hated her father for 200 years. Yake spread his hands. No matter what kind of grievances the father and daughter have, as long as he gets the pure gold, it will be fine. Very sensible, let's go. The two traveled through the jungle all the way to a remote fork in the road. To be honest, this island is really big enough, no wonder the father and daughter have never seen it before. Although Oroja will not die of old age, his physical development is restricted by pure gold, so it is useless even if he cultivates. Now it seems that pure gold still has disadvantages. In the Tyrannosaurus Rex lair, a dozen baby dragons howled hungry. A doll-like dinosaur crouched surreptitiously behind a small rock in the distance, observing the condition of the baby dragon's lair. Damn it, why haven't you come to feed me today? I'm almost starving to death. Wait, what's that? The dinosaur is riding. Oroka, my daughter. Asir didn't care about hiding, hurriedly took off the doll costume used for camouflage, stood still and waved wildly, still shouting Oroka's name. Hey, Oroka, I'm here. Great, you're alive tilde woo woo woo. Asir's obese body trembled and cried very sadly. For 200 years, he could only eat meat and not vegetables and fruits, which made his body fat. Oroja only recognized him as his whole father after several confirmations. Father B D. So, it turns out you're not dead yet. What a pity tilde cut. Ya Ke has gotten off Ting Sen's body. Oroja is still riding on Ting Sen's body arrogantly, and refuses to get off. She has not forgiven her father, and she will never say a word to him. Orochia. Sir, are you? Ozzy looked at Orochia's inhumane look a little disappointed, but he also noticed the tall man next to him. I'm Yake. I'm here to find pure gold. I don't need what you have, but I will take the rest. Yake suddenly thought that this Asir must be able to research pure gold and must have good attainments in metal synthesis. Maybe bringing him back to the kingdom of the god of space can improve the Wabo alloy. Yake's face straightened and he cleared his throat. Advertisement, in return, I can take you back to the human world, to study alloys for me, Yake said, pointing at Asir. Hearing Yake's words, Orojia's small mouth is getting higher and higher, and she is so gorgeously ignored. Scholars can bear it, aunts can't bear it. Hey, I can also lead you to find pure gold, as long as you kill my B*** D father. Yake couldn't help raising his thumb. Good guy, another big dutiful son. Oroka. The reason why I study pure gold is actually to treat your incurable disease. It is your mother's and my wish to keep you alive. Her death. I am also heartbroken. Asir covered her eyes, tears flowed down her cheeks, recalling the sad past. She hadn't told Oroja before, just hoping she could grow up healthy and happy. But the pirate's greed ruined everything, killed his wife, and the father and daughter broke up. Dad, Oroka knew that he was not lying when he saw his father. Recalling that he also went to see a doctor when he was a child, and his father and mother decided to develop pure gold. Oroja, I love you very much, and so does your mother, but the disease you contracted is South Blue Emperor fever, which is incurable. In order to keep you alive, we decided to study pure gold to suppress your disease. That. I said you. Yake stood there, feeling that he was completely ignored, and he hadn't experienced this feeling for a long time. Looking at the father and daughter who were getting bored, he decided to do something. Hey, can you listen to me a few words? Thor's arbitration? A thunderbolt fell from the sky, and there was a deep pit with a diameter of 10 meters beside him. He almost peed out of fear and ran away. It was too dangerous for this man. Now, immediately, take me to find pure gold, and when you arrive in my country, there will be plenty of time for you to relive the relationship between father and daughter. Yake said with a dark face, and took out a nail clipper and pointed at the two of them. This was the smallest knife Yake could find. Ozzy glanced at Oroja, then at the exaggerated deep pit, and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. It seemed dangerous to point at the nail clippers of the two of them. As a senior survivor, Asir bowed and apologized to Yake neatly. I'm very sorry, this way please approximately, 128. The power of pure gold. Asir took the lead and brought Yake to the shore. Master Yake, look, you can reach the second stomach by going down the sour sea of stomach, and alchemy is in the third stomach, but we don't have a boat, so we really can't get through it. Asir rubbed his hands and said carefully, in fact, he hadn't said that lizards could pass through the sea of stomach acid, but he thought Yake was a pirate who wanted to steal the pure gold, so he deliberately didn't tell Yake. Don't worry about this, I just know the direction. Yake started working with his left and right hands, and carried Asir and Oroja into the sky. There was no problem with the elemental flight with the two, but they couldn't move forward at full speed. The two exclaimed, this kind of ability has never been seen before. Master Yake, is this power the ability of the legendary sea treasure, Devil Fruit? Shut up. It's so loud. Yake carried two people all the way down, and came to Lord Lantern's second stomach, which was also a small world, but there was no one there. Yake didn't stop and kept going. Go straight to the third stomach, where alchemy was swallowed 200 years ago. Is this the place? HMPH, this is the island where he was born, and alchemy, who is pure gold, sleeps there. This place is close to the buttocks of the giant anglerfish. The light is not very good. The whole alchemy is shrouded in darkness, and the faint white light from above illuminates the whole island, which looks very mysterious. Mr. Asir, please lead the way, I only want pure gold. Yake's nail clippers were behind Asir, and the threat was self-evident. Of course, the laboratory where the pure gold is stored is at the deepest part of this waste pit. Asir pointed to a staircase leading to the upper part. Yake directly took the two of them to the gate at the top of the stairs. There was a string of unknown characters written on the left. If Robin was there, he would definitely be able to decipher it, but Yake is basically illiterate, and he can only read and write. Language. What does this string of words mean? Mr. Asir, you should know. Asir nodded quickly. These words were left by himself, but it had been a long time since he wrote them, and he still needed to recall them. Advertisement. Well, find the shining gold intruder. We'll pay the price of life. Mesquire Asir. Hey, Master Yake, I actually wrote it myself, but don't worry, with me leading the way, there will be no danger to your life. In order to show his sincerity, Asir directly took the lead and entered the gate. Under the leadership of Asir, the three of them directly arrived at a room with a piano. The piano is surrounded by a magma pool, and the whole room is very hot. Assier caressed the keys of the piano and played a string of notes, but a round of arrows suddenly shot out from the high part of the room. Dad! Watch out! Assie's pupils shrank. It shouldn't be. The keys he pressed just now were the prelude. Could it be that the trap has failed? Don't worry, keep going. Yake stretched out his left hand to control the magnetic force. The arrows were made of metal, and they were quickly attracted by the center of magnetic force made by Yake. They deflected and gathered on the top of Assier's head. Hoo-hoo, I was scared to death. Thank you, Lord Yake. Oroja, do you still remember your favorite lullaby when you were young? Assie gave Oroja a doting look. Melodious notes came from the piano. Listening to the familiar rhythm deep in memory, Oroja closed his eyes and began to chant softly. A kind smile. A hearty smile, your lovely smile. Heart of silver and heart of gold, I give you both, Alchemy tilde Algai Matilda. Assier played affectionately, and Oroja sang the lullaby that his mother used to listen to every day along with the rhythm, and the scene became warmer for a while. Yake closed his eyes and listened quietly to the ensemble of the father and daughter, and gradually relaxed. After a short lullaby was sung, a circle of magma surrounding the piano slowly receded, revealing a step leading to an underground secret door. Yake slowly opened his eyes after hearing the movement. Papa, good singing. Let's go. Advertisement. The relationship between the two father and daughter seems to be getting better. Assier carries Oroja to keep up with Yake, and after entering the secret door, it seems to have reached the final stage. This is an underground world. There is a small table on the right, with simple characters written on it, and a lava pool in front of it. The one who gets the shining gold is the one with penultimate concentration and courage. Shoot the holy eagle and build bridges. Assier slowly read the content above, looking at the suspension bridge above his head. Mr. Yake, as long as you hit the center of the golden eagle, the suspension bridge will come down. I believe that with Mr. Yake's ability, this is not a problem. After hearing Assier's explanation, Yake picked up a small stone from the ground, shot the stone towards the center of the golden eagle like a marble, and hit it directly without any suspense. The suspension bridge on the opposite side slowly lowered, extending out of the bridge deck to Yake's feet. Ozzy suddenly felt that the trap he had carefully designed seemed a bit idiotic, and it couldn't stop this powerful man at all, making him feel no sense of accomplishment at all. Keep going. There is a door ahead, and there is a key next to it. But the lock of the gate is a stone crocodile with its mouth open, and the keyholes are all in the crocodile's mouth. This is the last checkpoint. Normally, there is no way to enter my laboratory. The keyholes are all disguises. Only by pulling the switch over there can we enter the real laboratory. Oh, don't bother. Yake waved his hand, signaling Assier to take Oroja back. The lightning surged in the palm of his hand, and a thunder beast rushed straight into the mouth of the stone crocodile. Boom! The thunder beast exploded in an instant, blasting the door and the crocodile to pieces, leaving a big gap in the ground. Look, how simple is it? The three jumped into the cave and came to a laboratory piled with various minerals and metals. There was a jar on a wooden table in the center of the laboratory. Pure gold was soaked in a green solution, emitting a soft light. This is the pure gold I researched, Mr. Yake, take all you want. Assier handed the pot of pure gold to Jacques, without the slightest nostalgia. It was enough to be with his daughter. Assier pointed to the ring in Oroja's hand and said, the light emitted by pure gold contains the power to slow down the growth of all things extremely. Only under the light of pure gold can prevent Oroja's incurable disease from worsening. This is pure gold. I also survived for 200 years because of the power of pure gold, but fortunately, my daughter is still alive. Advertisement 129. Everyone has. Yake took the pure gold into his hands, just as Assier said. A soft force continuously emanates from the pure gold, continuously affecting Yake's body. Yake tried to use lightning quenching to stimulate the body cells, but found that the cells were like stagnant water, and there was basically no movement. After he was away from the pure gold, the cells began to become active. If you always wear utensils made of pure gold, it will be extremely difficult to grow your strength, and exercise will lose its meaning. However, it is a bit troublesome to wear jewelry to prolong life without training or fighting. The more pure gold, the stronger the effect? Assier? Yake asked curiously. This small piece of pure gold is enough to make a lot of jewelry, but he also has a super large pure gold ball. In theory, it should be so. This is also related to the body size of the user. The larger the body size, the more pure gold is needed to maintain the life-extending effect. Assier took off his ring and said uncertainly that he has lived for more than 200 years with only one piece of pure gold the size of a ring, and it is hard to say anything else. Well, let's talk about it later. Let's go out first. Yake directly took the pure gold back to the storage bar and took two people, Luffy, to the throat of the giant anglerfish. Yake did not attack rashly. If this anglerfish is in the deep sea now, it will be troublesome. I am demon fruit power, cannot swim. Thunderbolt torrent. When Yake saw the huge uvula behind him, his eyes lit up, and he attacked without hesitation. The anglerfish howled loudly in pain, and opened its mouth. Great, it's still on the water. Yake seized the opportunity to escape with the two of them through the gap between the jagged sharp teeth, finally able to breathe fresh air. But the giant anglerfish still didn't give up, and opened its mouth wide to swallow the three of them again. Goodbye, big guy. Yake soared into the sky, far away from the giant anglerfish, and flew straight to the kingdom of the sky. Robin, Shirahoshi, I'm back. Anna, are you alright? As soon as Yake returned to Shenju, he found that Robin was teaching Shirahoshi, and Anna slumped in her seat, as if she had been caught by Perona's negative ghost. Advertisement. Seeing Yake's return, Anna's eyes suddenly lit up, and she flew directly to Yake's head, grabbing Yake's face and rubbing desperately. Yaksama, you are finally back. Meow, you must be hungry. Anna will cook a big table for you right away. Before Robin could react, Anna flew directly into the kitchen, shabu shabu, lighting the fire, and pouring oil all in one go, cooking as soon as she said cooking. It is impossible to study, not possible in this life. Master Yake, you are back. Shirahoshi misses you so much. Shirahoshi's tail slapped the water happily, and he was very happy to see Yake. Robin, give them a holiday today, I have a gift for you. Yake touched Shirahoshi's pink hair, walked up to Robin and took out the pure gold. Even if it is daytime, you can feel the light of pure gold. What is this? Glowing gold, pure gold. In theory, people can live forever. Robin's eyes lit up when she heard that she could live forever. You must know that she is already 28 years old, and she is no longer a young girl. Look at Perona and Anna, and the younger Shirahoshi, who are almost 10 years younger than him. Even Yake is younger than her. Robin looked at the pure gold carefully, and found that there was nothing special about it, except that it was a little brighter than ordinary gold, and nothing else. This really can make people immortal? Wait, I seem to have heard its story. Let me think. Robin has read a lot, and he seems to have seen this thing of pure gold somewhere. I see. Yark, have you found the lost peninsula of alchemy? Yake knew that he couldn't hide it from Robin. With a slight smile, he used lay metallurgy to turn the pure gold into liquid, and divided them into balls, some of which were going to be made into rings, and some were going to be made into bracelets. Robin, this is for you. Yake handed a ring engraved with historical words to Robin. The historical words on Robin's ring mean, I love you forever Yake, and only Robin and Yake can read and write the historical words on the entire island. Are you proposing to me? Hee tilde. Thank you, Yake, I like it very much. Robin covered his mouth, his eyes were a little red. This was probably the most precious gift Yake gave her, and slowly stretched out his right hand. Advertisement. Yake put the radiant golden ring on Robin's finger, and then hugged Robin, but Yake suddenly thought of it. It's over, there are Hancock, Reiju, Anna, Perona and other women later, this. Gudong. Robin, I'm a bit tired, please help pass these to the others. Reiju. Anna, I need to go to the bathroom. Robin reacted immediately, and Yake's face darkened a little every time he said a name. Giant tree slapping palm. Peefed tilde. Shirahoshi reached out to pick up Yake, who fell into the water and kept thumping, with a puzzled look on his face. Wasn't Sister Robin still fine just now? Why did you make a move all of a sudden? Ahem, thank you, Shirahoshi. Yake was a little embarrassed, but the seawater didn't affect him that much. After all, it could be regarded as the bath water of the mermaid princess, but it was a bit salty. After dinner, everyone in the Ark received gifts. Rings made of pure gold have become the standard equipment of the Ark pirates. Yake also talked about the advantages and disadvantages of pure gold in detail. If you want to improve your strength, it is best not to wear it first. System. If you use the time shuttle card to go to the parallel world, is the time flow the same? Ding. The ratio of time flow to this world is 2 to 1, that is, 1 day in this world is equal to 2 days in the parallel world. Yes, Yake is going to use the time shuttle card. He wants to go back to Roger's time to see what secrets Raftel has, because he is about to start his plan against celestial dragons, and he only collected 1 share. Yake knows the whereabouts of only Kaido and Zoe, who have a history text of the road sign respectively, but the whereabouts of the other piece is not clear. Instead of searching all over the world, it is better to go back to the past and arrive at Raftel with Roger. Well, it seems that I still need to discuss it with the crew, otherwise it's hard to say if I disappear for too long. It took less than a year for Roger to travel around the world for the second time, and he will disappear for about half a year. It may not be long, but some things still need to be explained clearly. 1:30. Parallel world the next day. Captain, do you really want to leave for half a year? Robin frowned and said that Yake suddenly said that he was going to find Joyboy's treasure, which made her a little confused. Joyboy, she knows, has read his apology in Heijizen's history text, but hasn't heard of any other treasures he left behind. That's right, that's all I have to say, I'm going to leave the day after tomorrow. Yake has already told all the members of the Ark Pirates about the arrangements of the Sky God Kingdom after he left. Naturally, he can't tell the real situation, and he will go to Jew Snake Island later. Mr. Fujitora, I will trouble you to take care of Sky God Kingdom when the time comes. Don't worry, if a strong enemy invades, this old man will fight to the death to protect the kingdom of God in the sky. Yake has been a little busy these 2 days. After learning that he was going to leave for 6 months, the 3 women were million points crazy, but today is the day Yake left. Yake bid farewell to everyone in the Ark Pirates, disappeared from their sight, and then used the time travel card. Go to the time when Roger is going to find the text of history. As soon as the voice fell, Yake's consciousness began to blur, and the surrounding space swallowed Yake. After a strong sense of dizziness, Yake was already on a strange island. There are strange plants growing on this island, and the trees are very tall, but there seems to be no sign of human activity. Hi. Is anyone there? Yake shouted loudly. The birds flapped their wings in panic, and a dozen leaves fell slowly. Obviously, there was no one here except animals. Wait, there seems to be a ship coming. Yake's knowledge covered the entire island. Finally, he found a ship sailing on the sea, which seemed to be preparing to dock on the island. Yake hurried to the beach and waited silently. Advertisement, hey, there seems to be someone on the beach over there. I don't know if it's Marine, Roger. Do you want to see it? The youth version of Rayleigh looked at Yake with his hands clasped on the beach with a telescope. It's a pity that at this point in time, no one knows Yake. Old. Wait a minute, this is the younger version of Dad, but it shouldn't be counted in this world. I never thought Dad was so handsome when he was young. As the boat got closer, Jake gradually saw familiar voices. In addition to the most familiar Rayleigh, Roger, Jabba, Crocus, and two good friends, Shanks and Buggy, were secretly looking at him. Jake couldn't help thinking laugh. The revenge of being beaten by Shanks when I was a child finally has a chance to revenge. Hey, boy, what are you doing here? Are you a native of this island? Roger leaned on the railing and shouted to Yake. He vaguely felt that the young man in front of him was definitely not simple. There was no fear at seeing the pirate, and he was a little excited to see him as a young man, staring straight at him. Roger had a bad feeling. My name is Yake. Our meeting is arranged by fate. Do you want to turn this world upside down together? When Jacques said this with a smile, Rayleigh had a weird expression on his face. Isn't this what Roger said when he got on the boat? Could it be that this kid was there at the time? Ha 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 ha, it's really interesting, Yake, right? My name is Goldie Roger, the captain of this ship. Do you want to board my ship? Laughing, Roger jumped off the boat and held out his right hand to Yake. Yake held Roger's hand without the slightest hesitation. He came to this era with only one purpose, which was to reach Raftel. No matter what, he had to be with Roger. Joining their pirate group was the fastest way. Roger. Captain. In the past, Yake was called the captain by others. It was the first time to call someone else the captain, and I felt a little uncomfortable. Roger, Marine is here. I didn't see Garp. Get ready to fight. Jabba found that the Marine who was chasing up from behind would be fine as long as it wasn't Garp. Roger could fight Garp alone, but Garp's fight was very uneconomical. That guy was not only powerful, but also had the same vitality as Shao Kahn. So basically if you can't fight Garp, don't fight. Let me come, I haven't been this excited for a long time. Yake slowly flew into the sky. This era is really good, young Garp and Whitebeard, and One Piece and Roger. Now it is difficult for Yake to fight happily. Advertisement, are you demon fruit power? That's great. Roger saw Yake flying into the sky and said enviously, but he was definitely unwilling to let him eat devil fruit. Arbitration Dragon. Yake's two elemental arms joined together, and a huge brontosaurus roared and rushed towards the warships on the sea. With almost no effort, the three warships were defeated by Yake. The power of lightning, Logia demon fruit power. Rayleigh raised his eyebrows slightly, as if a little surprised. How could such a strong man be unknown in the sea? As if it appeared out of nowhere. Is it really the arrangement of fate, as he said? Except for Bullet, who has already left, only Buggy is a capable person on Roger's ship, and Raiden's ability is unprecedented. Your strength is really good, Yake. Why have I never heard of your name? Roger asked suspiciously. In his opinion, Yake's destructive power was second only to that monster Whitebeard. If he hadn't kept his name, he would have been a powerful rookie. I'm only 20 years old this year, and I just went to sea. This reason is very powerful. Roger was also prepared to go to the Grand Line to fulfill his dream when he was terminally ill. At that time, he was much older than Kay. Hey, everyone, this is our powerful new partner, Yake. Let's replenish it here today. Roger's crew disembarked one after another and greeted Jacques. Everyone was a little curious about demon fruit power. Only Roger thinks he is a good boy, because he can listen to the voice of all things, and knows that Yake has no malicious intentions, and it doesn't matter whether he really wants to join the pirates or is just a passerby. Young man, what is your purpose? Rayleigh was still quite cautious. It was a bit suspicious that such a powerful guy would join them casually. Rayleigh, Yake, he didn't mean anything, don't worry about it. Roger signaled Rayleigh not to be too nervous. Yake pretended to take something out of his trouser pocket, but in fact he took out the rubbings of the historical text in the storage bar, both translations and originals. My purpose is actually the same as yours. I am here to find the truth of history.